Hello, everybody, and welcome to a late List Critics 2.
I am rather late. I hope the test comes back negative.
Oh, gee. Are you pregnant? Are you preggers, Jesse?
Pregnant with emotion?
It's a pregnant pause?
Yes.
Somebody stuck their paws in you?
Indeed they did.
We will start as we always do with Tumblr Gets Deep from PleatedJeans.com.
Let's do this.
And let's do this, and as Dobbs would say, and I got a couple of lists from Pleated Jeans after this. That just I told you about them a little while ago. Just a few things that I saw that was like, oh, we got to do that. That looks good.
They sound juicy.
All right, so Tumblr Gets Deep. First one, Spiderhole says coffee has water in it. I'm doing fine.
Oh, because people are like, you're drinking too much coffee. You're gonna, the diuretic.
It is a diuretic, yeah. It will dehydrate you if you drink all coffee and no water.
Yes, just nothing but coffee.
It'll dry you right out. And then
like a raisin.
Yeah, and then you'll be constipated, which is ironic because coffee is the world's best laxative.
That's weird. And now you know.
Now you know, yeah. The Paper Plane of Existence says, do you ever think that maybe when you pull out your cell phone, ghosts from other eras get real interested and just stare at you as you text people or watch you use your laptop or sighs wistfully as you shower like, frick, I wish I had those, dang. Gets jealous as you make your coffee, awkwardly tries to figure out your video games when you've left the house, turns on your sink and just watches the tap runs and drives your water bill through the frickin' roof. I don't know, man. Ghosts.
Oh, that's good.
Then Gender Dragon says, this explains why people living in houses talk about lights flickering or taps turning on and off, etc. Curious ghosts. And then Malik Brosnick says, Jeremiah looks at this, flips light off and on. Ooh! Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, that's why they howl.
Yeah, like they say, ooh, instant light. Light goes on, light goes off, light goes on, light goes off.
It's like they're all old prospectors. Ooh!
Concern it! Alright, Real Raccoon says, reasons I can relate to a raccoon. Dark circles around eyes, small and chubby, lives in the trash and eats garbage, cute but will fight you, stays up all night, washes hands a lot, communicates solely through weird noises and screams.
Yeah, I could see a lot of those except living and eating trash.
Yeah, I think that might be a little hyperbolic, but
yeah.
I always liked raccoons, and I wish we lived in a world where they were actually as cuddly as they look.
They do look cuddly, but they also look kind of scheming.
Well, that's because of the bandit eyes they got.
Exactly.
But they look like something you'd want to, like, hug, and trust me, guys, you do not want to hug a raccoon.
I imagine there's
disease. They are unpleasant, riddled with disease.
Yeah.
And faster than they look. They may be chubby, but they can move.
Maybe it's just a lot of fur.
That's possible. So this one doesn't have names. Says, what if the first person says, what if the only reason we can't walk through mirrors is because our reflection blocks us? And then another person says, what if they're protecting us, though? What if they know that the other side is horrifying and painful and they're trying to keep us from ever crossing over? And then,
oh my God.
And then the next person says, I must be on the wrong side of the mirror then. And then somebody else says, maybe you're the reflection.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, my brain.
We're getting deep there. Roxyon says, you don't know pain or agony until you've lost to the same boss fight more than 3 times. And Hauser Raring says, and then you have the unskippable cutscene dialogue memorized, so you start repeating it in a mocking, angry voice.
I have done that.
We've all done that. That is something that is done. I just want to say this next person has the Tumblr name Hate.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So Hate says, I'm only 17 and I've already had like 3 midlife crises. And Lord Music. This is literally Lord's Tumblr, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she says, lol, me. And then Witch Homo says, okay, Lord, you've also been nominated for nearly 3 Grammys at the age of 17.
Touche. Maybe they cancel each other out.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's why she comes off as so normal.
Because everything just evens out.
Yeah, because like she's already had 3 midlife crises, but also the fame and fortune. So
She's the Seinfeld of her group. Everything
there you go.
evens out.
Jesse says, "Why did Heelys die? Why were we so afraid of progress?"
Why did who die?
The Heelys, remember those sneakers with the wheels in them that kids were wearing?
Oh, with the big H, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that's not a thing anymore.
I never gave a shit.
Just Shower Thought says, "Your future self is watching you right now through memories." And that one guy, Kaiser, replies with, "Don't fucking start with me this morning." Nice.
I really like this so far.
Yeah, this is a good grouping here. This next person has the Tumblr name Lazy Puta.
Lazy puta.
All right. Do you know what puta is?
Sounds dirty?
You're right. It's Spanish for pussy.
Lazy. Oh my.
Lazy
all
pussy.
right.
Yeah. Me walking in front of my 100 plus people lecture hall. Who's falling in love with me right now? I wonder.
Oh shit.
Oh my, you are vibrating.
Sorry, that was my alarm to say, hey, we're going to start the show.
Oh yeah, we started early. Shoulder Tapping Go says, "My career plan is to befriend an eccentric elderly billionaire who tries to relive their youth through me by supporting me financially, naming me in their will, and moving me into their guest house of their mansion so that we can drink whiskey in the orchard whilst they give me important life advice." That's a great plan. I mean, well, wait, I'm sorry. That's a great fantasy, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in movies.
Yeah, that's like The Great Gatsby, you know?
Oh, man, don't get me started.
I finally watched the movie version of that.
Which one?
The one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
The Leo one? What do you think?
I thought it was good.
What about the soundtrack?
Soundtrack was fantastic. I really liked the soundtrack.
I thought it was kind of fucking weird.
Oh, that's why I liked it. Because
I don't know.
Gatsby is a kaleidoscope of feverish, nightmarish weirdness. So
Yes,
it made sense for that soundtrack to be that way. Okay, so this next one is going to be difficult to read out, but so this is anxiety, and then there's like 16 exclamation points. Depression, and it's like a really long ellipsis. Me internally stuck on a constant roller coaster which I can neither control nor escape. Constant screaming as accompanied by gentle weeping and existentialist terror. And then me externally. Ha ha! This turnip is me.
What?
So I think like they should say, and they have anxiety and depression, and they're internally screaming, and but outside they're playing BuzzFeed quizzes.
BuzzFeed. He's a turnip.
Yeah, this turnip is me. You're like, what vegetable are you? You know. I don't even know, but sometimes.
Talk about hiding yourself.
Well, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Talk about hiding yourself. Dang.
Oh, dude, I can tell you from experience, anybody who has depression, anxiety hides it.
Oh man.
But y'all don't even know. But sometimes me and our Giggity Time here do BuzzFeed quizzes together and just have a hilarious time with it.
I am all the wrong things. He is all the right things.
Oh, sometimes I'm the wrong things too, though.
All right.
Dahl says, "I hope these wizard pugs make your day better," and they literally just a picture of 3 pugs wearing wizard robes with little staves.
Oh, that's so cute.
It is cute. It is cute.
Oh.
Il Kim says, "Squats down to look in the refrigerator. Fitness."
Okay. Little squat.
Yep.
Big say squat.
Yeah. Big Say Furniture says, "My biggest insecurity is that I can't cartwheel. What do I do when I'm full with glee? Just fucking stand there. It haunts me every day." That's actually a repeat, but it's from a very, very long time ago.
Just jump. Jump up in the air.
You do the fist bump?
Yeah, or do what Van Halen says. Jump.
Yeah, might as well jump. Blue Skylar says, "Why buy new headphones when all you have to do is bend the cord a certain way at the right angle, exactly 89 degrees with your finger holding it in place?" That is also a repeat from a very, very old one. I
have done this with past headphones.
Who hasn't?
Just keep them surviving.
Who hasn't? Come on.
Yeah.
Pink Jaeger says, "I get so excited when I can't remember the name of someone I knew in high school. It's like I'm one step closer to being fully cleansed." That's a good one.
Just wash away the old.
Nico D'Angel Cakes posts a picture of himself. He's Young lad, looks about maybe 18, 19 years old, and he's standing there holding a huge, like, oversized novelty pencil. And it says, "So I have this giant pencil, right? I think we all know where this is going." And then it shows him, like, drawing a picture of, like a shitty SpongeBob with the pencil. And then he replies to himself and says, "The amount of people saying they were expecting me to shove it up my ass is alarming."
Well, if it's that big, oh my god, you're shish kebabbing yourself.
Well, yeah, that's some Vlad the Impaler shit right there. I mean,
Oh man.
that's not good. Fart Gallery, that's a name we've seen many times on this. Fart Gallery says, "I build my snowman with only one arm because if it comes to life and tries to kill me, it'll be easier to stop, but if we fall in love, we can still hold hands."
This guy thought a little too hard about snowmen.
A lot of thought has went into this. Wow. This one doesn't have names, but it says, first person says, "My name backwards spells disappointment and skin problems." And the next person says, "Nice to meet you, Smellborp Nix Neop acid." And then somebody else says, "You really shouldn't put your full name on the internet. It's not safe."
And next thing you know,
Yeah.
his credit card number.
Yeah, right. And then the
insurance
next
number.
person just says, "I'm done." And then the next person says, "Smellborp for president."
Smellbort.
Smellborp. That's problems, so I think we have that president already. Problems.
Political.
Yeah. Okay, this one also doesn't have names, and the first person says 13 years of school, and I'm not sure if it's gray or gray, spelled with an E or an A. Next person says it's gray in England, emphasizing the E's, and gray with an A in America, emphasizing the A's there. And then the first person says, "Are you fucking kidding me? I've been struggling with this since I was a fucking fetus, and it's literally that easy." And the next person says, "What about Canada?" And then they say, "Gray."
EH.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've always spelled it EY.
Well, you're practically British, so.
Well, not since 1982, but
But
who's
you
counting?
still put the Queen on your money, so.
We do.
Nachos in the TARDIS says, "There are nice Americans, there are rude Americans. There are nice Brits, there are rude Brits. There are nice Canadians, there's Justin Bieber."
Oh, I have met asshole Canadians that are not Justin Bieber.
I'm sure you have. And Paymon001 says, "Every year on Canadian Thanksgiving, we perform a ritual to purge ourselves of our rudeness. Bieber absorbs it all. He was never meant to escape. We are sorry." He was never
He's
meant
just
to escape.
the evil sponge.
Yeah.
Sucks it all up.
That was unfortunately the last one, because that was great.
That was a good list.
Out of 21, fun.
Yeah, even though there were repeats, I don't remember them very
But they
well.
were repeats from so long ago that it's okay. They're not like repeats from last week.
It's a good refresher. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm going 21. That was enjoyable.
All right, 15 Twitter jokes everyone should read. Summer Goth at Nick Cage match says, "Just heard a guy at the dog park tell his dog no, and then more quietly, 'We talked about this.'"
Ugh.
I love that.
Like, is that just an act?
Like, no,
I wonder.
we talked. No, I think it's a joke, is what it is. This didn't actually happen.
We talked about that.
So Dick King Smith HQ posts a picture of like, you know, those statues of like, like a young, nymph or something on a, on a fountain.
Kids pissing?
No, it's like sitting on it's just sitting and there's like a cat sitting in its lap, so it looks like this kid, which is a statue, is holding the cat.
Okay.
But the cat's real. And Dick King Smith HQ at Dick King Smith posts this picture and says, "There's an unwritten rule that if your pet is comfortable sitting on you, you don't move, even if this causes the petrification of your body."
Oh, man. That cat's been there a long time.
Yep. Ari Scott at Ari Scott says, "Never give up on your dreams unless you've tried for a long time and still aren't that good. Then it's okay to just go do something else." I didn't really do that justice because it's all in caps with exclamation points, but I don't feel like yelling right now.
It's like what is it, the Hulk something, who just he types in nothing but all caps all the time.
The Hulk
forget.
types?
I don't know. Well, yeah.
I
don't
didn't
know.
think he would have the patience to sit there and type.
I think it's like some weird Twitter thing. I don't know. I forget. This is from a
Hulk
long time
uses
ago.
dragon speak.
Yeah.
Nathan Usher at the Nate Wolf says, I'm not saying I overcomplicate things, but I probably would have spent a lot of my time trying to make ice hands before I thought of oven mitts.
Ice hands.
Ice hands! That's great.
Actually, I have something about that. Earlier, I made myself some sausages but I made them in the oven because I didn't want to deal with them right away. And
Okay.
I took them out, and I was like, shit, all the forks are dirty. Shit, all the knives are dirty. I don't have anything to stab these things to put on my plate. So I ran my hands under some ice cold water, and then I just picked them up and put them on my
That's a
plate.
terrible idea. Why didn't you just, like, use a toothpick or something?
Shit, I do have toothpicks.
I had a sausage sandwich for lunch.
Fucking ice hands.
Yeah, there you go, ice hands. Nathan Usher at the Nate... Oh, that was the same one. Dan Polish last name at DanJan13 says, Adobe Update is ready to install. Gazes longingly into the distance. But I don't think I am.
You are not ready.
Oh, that was the PlayStation commercial.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Mark McGark at Markedly says, many people that appear cool actually struggle with feelings of inadequacy. Not me. I have those feelings without appearing cool at all. Nice.
Aww.
Nice.
That's a whole story right there.
Marky Doodoo at Marky Doodoo says, I hope when I inevitably choke to death on gummy bears, people just say I was killed by bears and leave it at that. How terrible.
He was killed by bear.
I like it, Marky Doodoo. All right, M. Lozenge at Lost Cat Dog says, I need less of this, makes talking motion with hand, and more of this, elaborate pantomime depicting the prep and serving of waffles.
Yeah, I could go for waffles.
I could always go for waffles, but... Let me ask you a question, though. Waffles or pancakes?
In the end, pancakes.
Yeah, I think that pancakes are better, but there's certain times when waffles are preferred.
I've never had chicken and waffles. People say it's great.
That is a delicacy that you must one day have. Fred Delicious at Fred Delicious says, at KFC, 1 bargain bucket, please. Okay, sir, and would you like any sides? Yes, please, otherwise the chicken will fall out. Oh, Jesus. That was a dad joke and a half right there. You could tell because Jesse's actually laughing out loud. God damn.
Oh, my face.
Jason Miller at Longwall26 says, I know this is only our second date, Susan, and maybe I'm moving too fast, but I'd like permission to rename your cat.
Oh, wow. That's a big thing.
That is a big thing, wow. Maeve at Maven of Honor says, during lull in conversation, maybe people who say the Earth is flat are thinking of maps. Okay, Maeve, I see you there. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
SG and I Am Space Girl says, dog, just looking at me. Me. Go lay down. Dog. Okay. Cat, kneading her claws into my stomach. Me. Thank you. Cat. Damn right, thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of accurate.
It's not funny, but it is accurate.
Yeah, yeah. I got nothing to add.
Yeah. Troutman at Robot Rowboat says, a sombrero lands on your head out of nowhere and without warning. You're stunned, but mainly by how great it looks on you. I reload my catapult.
Reload my catapult.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
I give D plus.
Yeah.
Frovo at Frovo says, God creating ants. Anteater. Finally.
Yeah, what if the anteater came first? Like, fuck, what do I do?
Well, we just named them anteater because they eat ants, but, like, that's a kind of a lazy name, don't you think?
Yeah, but what if God was like, fuck, what's an ant?
That was legit funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Siobhan Thompson at Vorty Tom says, people who don't say don't... Oh, no. Alright, try this again. People who say don't hate the player, hate the game are working under the wildly false assumption that I am unable to hate two things at once.
Yeah, that's multitask hating.
There you go. I say save your hatred for someone special.
Yikes.
Okay, out of 15, there were a few lame ones, but overall above average. I'm gonna say, out of 15, I'm gonna say 11.
I was thinking 12
I bet you were.
the whole time.
I bet you were. Even from the first one, you're like, I'm thinking 12 on this.
Yep.
All right. This is one. It might prove to be logistically weird because it is pictures, but I'm going to try my best here. It's 19 pictures that defy all logic.
Okay.
So this is from Twitter. Diego here says, "To my blind followers," and then posts a bunch of emojis of what I can only assume is sign language. I don't think they know what blind means.
Yeah. Maybe if
Yeah.
it was Braille, maybe if it was a picture of Braille, that would be...
Yeah, what are you going to do? Put your hand on the computer and feel the bumps?
Oh, someday, dude.
Yeah.
Someday.
Sama says, how are they supposed to read this? I mean, yeah. And then Jack says, it's sign language. Are you dumb?
All right.
Yeah, wow.
They're playing dumb now.
Yeah, I think so. Here's a picture of a guy who has a tattoo across his chest that says, "Cash me outside. How about that?"
Oh, God, I hope it was Photoshopped.
It's definitely not Photoshopped.
Oh,
That is
you are going to
definitely-
regret that within months, sir.
I would say within minutes. The guy's already got plenty of tattoos, but this one is the biggest and most obnoxious.
It would be more disturbing if, like, her face was underneath it.
Oh, he'll probably add that later.
But she's, like, 13 or something.
So,
That's
that got to do
weird.
with anything?
I don't know. It's just weird.
I didn't say he was going to fuck her.
No, it's just weird.
Jamie here on Twitter says, so I heard it was fine putting your phone in the microwave to charge it. My charger broke yesterday. My battery was pretty low, so I thought I'd give it a go. This happened, and I'm sure you know what happened.
Explosion?
Burned ass, broken phone.
Who in their right mind thinks that a microwave will charge your phone?
Oh, there was a whole thing on 4chan where they were telling people, oh, you can charge the new iPhone in your microwave. It only takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, and then it only takes 2 seconds to kill your phone.
Oh, yeah. Probably less. There was also a thing where they said that the iPhone can charge if you plug the charger port into an onion. People will believe anything. So, this is a picture of a car on the highway, and in the back of the car is a large tree in a pot, which is secured by a guy sitting there holding the tree.
What?
Yeah, that definitely makes no sense.
Oh, that's maybe it's like a weird angle.
It's just, well, the tree is like 3 times taller than the car, so
Damn, man.
yeah. This says when two idiots meet, and it's got a picture of a gas station, and both these two guys have parked wrong, so their gas cap is on the opposite side, and they're both stretching the thing all the way around. They're not thinking to switch spots.
Oh, that's dumb. You
Um,
ever done that before? At a gas station, you're like, oh shit.
No, because you know what, and I'm going to give this life hack out there to anybody. If you're ever driving a car and you forgot where your gas cap, or driving an unfamiliar car or whatever, on the little gasoline indicator on your dashboard, there's a little arrow that points you to the left or the right.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
A lot of people don't know what that's for. That's what that's for. This next one just shows a picture of one guy holding a spike and the other guy's trying to hammer it down. The problem is the spike is about 6 feet tall, so the guy is actually standing in the blade of a, what do you call those things? Not a bulldozer, but a backhoe.
A backhoe.
So
Oh,
somebody backhoed this guy up so he can be high enough to hit this spike.
wow.
It's crazy.
That's a big spike.
So, this guy posted a picture on Twitter, says, I'm starting to get mistaken for Justin Bieber now. And he posts a picture of Bieber and a picture of himself, and, well, let me tell you, maybe if Bieber had downs, he would look like this guy, but
Oh.
I'm not trying to be mean, but this guy has a very unfortunate face.
Maybe that one's Bieber. Maybe he's a little run
yeah,
down.
maybe that's it, right?
Maybe he's a little run down, you know?
I don't know. Well, he looks a lot younger now, I guess. So this is somebody tried to propose by having their friends hold up the proposal, like the words.
Will you marry me? Yeah.
It's supposed to say, "Will you marry me, Brittany?" and a question mark. But it's actually, first we have the question marks first, and it's sideways, because the girl holding it just can't be bothered. And then it's, "Me marry you will, Brittany." Nobody cares, apparently, whether they get married or
I
not.
hope that was intentional. That'd be even better.
That would be even better.
Who knows? Like maybe it's an in-joke between the two of them or something.
So this, I'm just going to cut to the chase on this one. This dumb girl thought she was getting a pentagram tattooed on her leg. It's actually the Star of David, and it had to be pointed out to her. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you were Jewish.
Yeah.
What?
I said, "Why did you get the Star of David tattooed on you? You're not a religious person." "It's a pentagram." Like, no, penta, 5. You know, it's a 6-pointed star, it's the Star of David.
Yeah.
So this just shows these two women on a beach standing next to a boat, obviously posing for a picture. And the one girl is she's doing that motion where you put your hand up to your like almost like the salute, but you're just shielding your eyes from the sun.
Oh yeah, okay.
So she's doing that, but she has sunglasses up on her head. That's the funny part.
Well, that's dumb.
That is dumb, yes. Remember, this is pics that defy all logic.
Yeah.
This guy is riding his bicycle, and he's dragging a air conditioner behind it for some reason.
Like it's just on the ground?
Yeah, it's tied to the bike with a yellow rope, and he's just dragging the shit.
I don't think that thing's gonna last the trip.
I doubt it too. This girl's got a tattoo of the Nike logo on her forehead.
Oh, did they like pay her or something?
I hope so.
Me too. Otherwise, why? It looks like a smudge that you'll never wipe off.
All right, I don't see what's going on with this one. It's just some guy in his car apparently reading a book.
Is it one of those pictures where, like, when you see it, you'll shit bricks?
Maybe it seems to be a guy sitting in his car reading a book. I mean, it doesn't look like the car is moving or anything. I mean, it looks like a guy sitting in a parked car reading a book. I don't get that one.
Yeah, it'd be different if he was like at a stoplight or something.
Yeah, that would be different. Okay, here's something from Facebook. It says, "Hard to believe this little guy was conceived 17 months ago in the bathroom stall at Red Robin's." And there's a picture of a baby. That is oversharing right there, my friend.
Yeah, it's a little much.
Yeah, oversharing right there.
A Red Robin's. How romantic.
In the bathroom of the Red Robin. So, there's this guy. I'm going to call him Captain Autismo for the purposes of this. Just that's basically. He's completely nude, sitting in a bathtub filled with some sort of liquid.
Okay.
And it says, "One time my amazing girlfriend got me a bathtub full of pudding. Easily the best gift I've received."
What the fuck? That's wasted pudding!
He's sitting in it.
Yeah, you can't eat that shit.
Maybe that was his dream, to sit in pudding.
But, just eat the...
No, there's a lot wrong with this. Wow. So this guy, has not 1, not 2, not 5, but 3 Miley Cyrus tattoos.
Oh, what are they of? Like, what's she doing?
Her name, her face, names of her songs, all over his arms, his chest.
Is this guy eventually going to kill her? Is that what's going on?
He's also
here?
wearing a hat that says Miley Cyrus on it, and there's a picture of her behind him. So, if I was Miley Cyrus, I would find who this is, and just tell the police to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, just maybe it's enough evidence for a restraining order.
This picture I think is enough evidence.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So this guy's trying to change a light bulb way up above a flight of stairs, and he's like he's perched precariously with one leg on either side of the wall. There's like an inch of shelf there. Like,
Oh, man.
I don't know how he got out there. I don't know how he's going to get back, but I mean, I'm just assuming this guy is not living anymore.
Maybe he'll never go back.
This just shows a picture of a woman sleeping on like a plane or something, and for reasons she's got a plastic bag over her head.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. There's apparently a website called passengershaming.com for shit like that.
Passengers that fall
Oh, there's
asleep
text
at
on
wheel-
this from passenger. Oh, it's not. It's on their Instagram account. This Darwin Award passenger was cold, so she used the plastic bag that was holding the blanket and pillow to put it over her head to warm up. No fucking words. Hashtag bag lady.
Bag lady. Oh my god.
Note, the crew made her remove it, and she wasn't pleased.
Well, I mean, talk about a time to pick to end your life.
Oh, my head is cold.
Well,
You
maybe
know,
she
it's
should.
she
She should have
looks.
kept the bag on.
Maybe she should have. She looks like the stereotype of the dumb blonde.
Oh, yeah.
Like every time you've heard a dumb blonde joke, the woman that you've imagined in your head, this is her.
Yeah. I don't know.
So this is a little sign here that says smoke area. Like that's the area you would smoke, and it is right next to a huge amount of propane tanks.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
You know, smoking kills. That will just do it a lot faster.
Yeah.
I mean,
Propane and propane accessories. Talk about a little excessive.
Boy, I tell you what, that was the last one.
Oh, a lot of those do defy logic.
I just looked down at the comments, and one of them says, "Aren't all children conceived in the bathroom stall at Red Robin's?" Well, anyway, out of 19, what do you say? How nonsensical was this?
17.
I'm gonna say 16.
I think there were two of them that were just like, bleh, the dude reading
Yeah.
a book and then some other one.
I still, like, the one I can't get over is the question mark sideways, me, marry, you will, Brittany.
Well, like I said, maybe it's some silly in-joke they have.
Maybe, who knows?
I don't know, which is funnier. Probably if they
I
just
think
fucked it up.
They're both funny. I have this other one, it's 16 hilarious police blotter excerpts.
That should be good.
Alright. Walmart. Police received a report of a newborn infant found in a trash can. Upon investigation, officers discovered it was only a burrito.
Are these? I hope these are real.
Well, it looks real. This is from a
man.
newspaper. It doesn't look photoshopped.
How does a burrito look like a baby? That's
I
a
don't
big
know.
ass burrito.
It's well, I've seen some big ass burritos. It's all wrapped up. I don't know. Maybe it was a very cute burrito.
Yeah, it could have been delicious.
Well, it was in the trash. Somebody threw out a burrito. I don't know. California Fullerton police are looking for a man who tried to rob a Wendy's while wearing a plastic bag over his head.
He knew the bag lady.
Yeah, that's her husband. Police Lieutenant Tom Basham told the Orange County Register that the man pulled up to the drive-thru window, pointed a handgun at the server, and demanded money. The server closed the window and walked away.
Wow.
Bagman begins, huh?
Bag man begins. Oh, that's so good.
Let's see. Suspicious people were reportedly doing something with flashlights by the side of the North 5th Street in Custer. A deputy checked and found the people were not suspicious, but merely Canadian.
What?
That is an odd way to word it. Is there some Canadian custom of, like, going for a walk at night with a flashlight, and, like, Americans are not familiar with that?
I don't know. Usually if I was to walk at nighttime, it would be, like you'd have street lights and shit.
I guess, yeah, that would be the thing. Wow. A cellular caller reported a large snapping turtle in the roadway at Elm Street and Crescent Road. The turtle fled the area undetected.
Undetected. Aha! I'll make my
Somebody
escape.
saw a fucking turtle in the road and decided that was worthy of calling the police.
Maybe they were just having a bad dream. It was Elm Street after all.
Yeah, that could be it. Let's see. An Edgewood man reported recently that his wife had gone missing some 18 months ago. Well, it took him a little while, huh?
Well, he finally, he walked up and said, yeah, my wife went missing. How long?
Like, okay, how long?
months
18 months ago? Like,
You took your sweet ass
A
son.
year and a half he didn't report that? That's funny. Police checked the area and found an open door in the back of the building. An officer went in... I've heard this one. An officer went inside and called out Marco. The man's name was not Marco, Detective Tim Dorr said. Instead, the officer was trying to inject some humor into the situation. Police found the suspect after he responded Polo.
Oh, come on.
Like he thinks you have to do that. You can't not do it.
Is it like that...
Shaving a
thing-
haircut?
Shaving a haircut,
Yeah.
2 bits?
Yeah. 2 bits!
What? Yeah.
When I was a kid and I saw that scene, I lost it.
That was so good.
Let's see. A neighbor dispute was reported at West 4th Street. Oh, that's not the one I was supposed to read. Shots were heard in the area of the Newton Falls shooting range. Well, I would hope so. That's where you'd want to hear shots, right?
How appropriate.
Anywhere else would be bad. Let's see. Assault, 2:30 p.m., 1500 block of Auburn Way North. 2 students of unspecified gender told police they were assaulted in some way on their way home from an unspecified school by an unspecified number of assailants, perhaps sustaining unspecified injuries or none at all. Police didn't say.
So, nothing happened.
So there were 2
Potentially.
people. They could be male or female, and they said something happened.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Let's see. 200 block of Howard Street. A man reported someone had used his password and had hacked into his Farmville account on Facebook.com, and that as a result he had lost a year's worth of work and all of his crops. He was told this was a civil matter, not criminal.
It's civil? Well,
Well, it's really not, but the police have to tell you something.
yeah, I guess so, huh?
Hold on a second. Hitomi's asking me something and I don't quite understand her.
Alright.
She's asking me if I did an update, and I don't know what she's talking about. Let's see. A 21-year-old woman in the 1600 block of Vogt Drive reported Saturday that her gold rope chain with a diamond pendant was missing from her home. The woman suspects that her ex-roommate took the chain and also took the woman's husband, who was also missing.
Whoa!
Okay.
Speaking of things missing,
Yeah.
freaking husband, kind of a big deal.
A man called Erie police at about 8:30 p.m. Wednesday, March 7th, to report a suspicious peanut in his backyard.
What?
Was it Charlie Brown?
I don't know. If anyone, it'd probably be Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy's kind of shady. She's
Yeah.
trying to set up her psychiatry.
Psychiatry, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I understand. Tell me, let me answer her. She was asking me about Potato Cast. That's what she was asking about.
Ah.
Police were informed February 25th by a resident of the 1000 block of Raritan Drive that a family in the area is taking over the minds of local dogs and turning them against their owners. Police were advised by the person that the only way to protect the dog is to install an anti-force field on its head before letting the animal go outside. What is an anti-force? I understand the concept of a force field, not quite an anti-force field.
Put on your tinfoil hats, boys.
Yeah, what's an anti-force field, and where do you get them?
Is it something that stops force fields from being...
There you go. There you go. It prevents force fields from being around your dog for some reason.
Yeah, they
I assume
How
they have
bizarre.
it. Do they have them at Walmart? I guess. I don't know. A Lamphere court woman said her son was attacked by a cat, and the cat would not allow her to take her son to the hospital. What?
What the fuck?
That's the best one so far. Holy shit.
That's so strange.
This is great, man. Holy crap.
Who are these
Let's
people?
see. Possession of controlled substance, 7 p.m., blah, 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 all right. Officers conducted a traffic stop and arrested the driver for possession of cocaine. The driver admitted he had recently used cocaine to celebrate the completion of a drug rehab program. Guy, you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah, going backwards, man.
This is the last one. Animal complaint. A caller on West Point Avenue reported that a belligerent squirrel was preventing him from using his boat dock. The caller said he knew nothing could be done about it, but he wanted officers to know what kind of squirrels are running around in the community, according to a police report.
Belligerent ones.
I want to let you know there's some shady-ass squirrels up in here. That was so weird. I gotta say, out of 16, I'm gonna say 16. That was just, wow.
Yeah, like, there wasn't one where I was like, well, I think I might give it... No, I'm still going to give it 16, just because even the normal ones were just worded weird.
Yeah, they were weird.
Possibly Canadian.
Yeah, no, they were not suspicious. They were merely Canadian.
Yeah, that's just...
Like, that is a very strange wording for that.
It is.
Okay, so you're ready for hilariously bad Family Feud answers.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, the first one that came to my mind was Naked Grandma.
Naked Grandma! All right.
Though in retrospect, that might be a great answer.
Yeah, I think it is. Now let's play a little bit of a game with this. I'm going to ask the question. You give like your first impulse answer.
I'm so bad at Family Feud.
Don't think about it. Just give me your first whatever comes to your mind, okay? And then I'll tell you what the idiot said, so you can feel great about yourself.
Ugh.
What might a blind date conveniently forget to mention about himself?
What job he has.
Okay, well, the answer given was he's blind. I think they took the term blind date literally there.
Yeah, but I assume these were actually all given on TV. That's so good. Yeah. I like that.
If you were fixing a girl up with Dracula, what is a positive thing about him you might say?
His blood type. Positive.
Well, I would probably say, hey, he's got a nice house. Right. Well, the answer this woman gave was he's a good sucker. I could only imagine Steve Harvey's reaction to that.
He just mugs the camera.
He just
for like
stare
20 minutes.
and just look at it. He's a good sucker, and just stare. This is an old one. This is from the Richard Dawson era.
Yeah.
Name a piece of clothing wives buy for their husbands.
Shoes.
All right, that's a good answer. Shoes is fine.
I should have said tie.
Ties is good, but shoes is good too. She said countertops.
That's a good piece of clothing.
Yeah. You ever wear them countertops, man?
Yeah.
Name something that's as scary to people as a big shark.
A bear.
Okay, that's excellent. This guy, who does not look unintelligent, maybe this is just a personal fear of his. He says Chihuahua.
Oh, you know what? Hebrew's probably thinking opposite.
Maybe, but maybe he's just really scared of Chihuahuas.
Yeah, maybe he's got some vendetta.
Tell me a man's name that starts with the letter K.
Carl.
Okay, that's fine. This man said Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Whoa!
Obviously was not paying attention to the question there.
Even Colonel isn't spelled with a K.
No, not even, no. Name one of the three bears.
The mama bear.
Okay, this guy said Yogi. Sure, that didn't work out too well for him.
I honestly thought he was going to say Goldilocks, because that was my first, like, no.
You know what, though? That might actually be in the survey, though. Because at least has something to do with that story.
Yeah, and if there's 4 answers and 3 bears,
Well, in this case, it was from the speed round, so they don't show you how many answers it was.
Okay.
Name a way of toasting someone.
Raising a glass.
Okay, yeah. This woman, who should be watched, says over a fire.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, you know.
Name something you know about zombies.
Eat brains.
This woman said black.
The fuck?
I don't even know what that means. Not that they're black, just the word black. Just black.
Did they play Resident Evil 5 or something?
But they weren't all black, but she didn't say zombies are black or they're black. She just said the word black.
Just black.
Like as if Steve Harvey said, name a color.
Yeah, black.
Black. Name a part of a telephone.
The receiver.
She says the bottom part.
These are fantastic.
Yeah. Name a noisy bird. I could tell this one was from the 80s with this woman's hair.
Woodpecker.
That's a good one. She says chipmunk.
Oh,
Not
does
only-
it have,
Not
do they have
only,
pictures?
yeah, they're all pictures. Not only is it all, not only is a chipmunk not a bird, it's not noisy either.
No, I mean, the most they make is just that little chuckly
Yeah,
noise or whatever.
the chattering they do.
Hmm.
If the girl plans the wedding, what does the guy do?
Pays for it?
Well, this man says, and I appreciate this, he must have thought he was on Hollywood Squares because he said, plan the funeral.
Ba-dum-bum.
Wouldn't that be an answer for Hollywood Squares, though?
Yeah, probably. And then everybody laughs.
Here's one from the old Roy Combs version.
Wow.
Was it Roy or Ray Combs?
Ray.
Ray, right? Yeah. Name something normally worn only by children. I've actually seen this on YouTube.
A beanie?
The guy says clothes. I do remember seeing that clip, and the guy immediately knew he was an idiot. He was like, "Oh, wait, no."
Yeah.
Name
Yeah.
Name a part of the body everybody only has one of.
Head.
Well, this woman says big toe.
Oh no. You
Well,
got quite the family history.
Yeah, we've learned something about her, huh? Name a job that's dirty, but somebody's got to do it.
Plumber.
That's a good answer. This guy gave an answer that might have been funny if it was whose line it is it anyway. He says gynecologist.
No.
Name a statue that starts with the letter M. Oh, I'm sorry, not a statue, a state. Oh, God. A state that starts with the letter M.
Minnesota.
Yeah, there's many states that start with M. Minnesota, Montana, Missouri.
Missouri.
She says Mexico.
New Mexico, but that's with an N.
Yeah, but she didn't say that. She just said Mexico.
Mexico. Oh, boy.
I can only imagine Dawson razzing her after that, because he did that.
Like he just quietly walks up to her and is like, Mexico.
I can see him doing that.
Yeah.
What would you do if your husband asked you to get a boob job?
Lash out.
Well, this guy says, say how large.
Yeah.
And he looks very pleased with himself.
No, say how large. Now give
Now-
me the points.
This last one, not only have I seen this, and this is epic, because this was not just some guy, this was Snoop Dogg.
Oh shit.
Because, sometimes they do Celebrity Feud,
Yes.
and they do it for charity, and Snoop Dogg did really well. He won, like, everything, but during the lightning round, he did say something really stupid.
Okay.
Fill in the blank. Pie in the...
Sky.
He said horse.
What the? What? Why?
Yeah.
What?
Horse. Pie in the horse.
Pie and the horse.
Yeah.
Maybe that's some slang I'm not aware
That
of.
should be a song on his next album, Pie in the Horse.
Pie and the horse, and then include like a clip of.
Yes. Out of 17, I'm going to say 15 on this.
I don't know, man. I gotta give it the full 17.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
You know what's great about the Pie in the Horse is Snoop Dogg immediately realized how stupid that was, and he started laughing really hard.
Maybe his mind wavelength was going somewhere completely different and just was not thinking.
Okay, well, here's another explanation. Maybe he was high.
Did he look high on the show? Did you see
Have
it?
you ever seen Snoop Dogg not looking high?
You got a point.
Exactly. We don't even know what this man looks like sober.
That's true.
All right. So now you had asked me about submitted lists, and I do have some. They're on my phone here. So let me get comfortable here.
Let's include the people.
And I have a bunch of lists here from Hoofnisse. He'd sent me a bunch. I had not done all of them yet.
Hmm.
So he sent me, this is from College Humor. Let's bring that up. 12 women share the biggest hints their boyfriends ever missed.
Oh boy.
Okay. So this is sourced from Reddit.
All 12 from me.
Yeah, but you're not a woman.
No, but like,
But you've missed
Never
some
mind.
hints.
oh, I have.
And, well, who hasn't? But these are bigger than what you've missed.
Okay.
Spagot, oh, I'm not going to read the names. This person says, I told my boyfriend to get naked, and he responded, you get naked. So I said, okay, I will if you're nice to me. He laughed and went to sleep. Guess he didn't want to be nice.
What the fuck? Come on.
Maybe he wasn't in the mood?
Maybe he J.O.'d earlier?
Yeah, it could be that.
But still, come on, dude. Even if you ain't, in the
I
mood.
mean, maybe if you're not down to fuck, you could at least, like, I don't know, like, give her a little oral or something.
Yeah, help a girl out.
All right. Number 2, I was living with my then-boyfriend a few years ago. Feeling a little flirtatious, I suggested we could take a shower together, to save water, wink wink. His response, why? We don't pay for water. Shut down.
Ugh. Just shake my head.
Yep. See, and you thought you had some stories, but these people are way more oblivious. Number 3, in high school I sat next to a very quiet guy that I liked, and whenever I was cold I made my arm touch his. He would never move, but never talk to me other than to ask about class. 10 years later I messaged him on Facebook asking about the reunion and jokingly asked him to be my date. He said, sure, why not? We've been married for a year next month. He said he didn't remember me from high school.
Wow.
So he was oblivious in high school, but they did get married. So there is that.
That's crazy.
Number 4, last summer I was doing my best to seduce who is my current boyfriend. We were going swimming at a friend's house, and while they were... Your dog's going berserk there.
Yeah, dogs.
We were going swimming at a friend's house, and while they were changing into their bathing suits at the house, me and him make our way to the pool. I take advantage of this moment to strip in front of him as sensual as possible. Bathing suit was underneath my clothes. He runs past me full sprint and cannonballs into the pool.
Oh, come on, man.
He's like, sex! I could get that at home! Cannonball!
Woo!
Oh, man. Number 5, him. I don't want to pressure you, but it's pretty late, and I think you should spend the night. My couch is super comfortable, and I can make it up for you if you'd like. Me. Maybe I could sleep in your bed with you. Him.
Hey.
I promise the couch isn't bad.
Hi.
Brutal.
What's that?
I promise the couch isn't bad.
Oh.
Brutal.
Ouch, man.
I mean, damn. Alright, number 6. Me. So you're saying if I like this guy, I should just be straightforward and ask him out? Yeah. Okay, do you want to go out with me this Friday? Yeah, just like that. I was perfect.
Crazy. Come on, man.
Wow. That's like Homer Simpson and the country singer,
What was
Lurleen. She sang that song, Bunk With Me Tonight, and then at the end he just goes, oh, that was hot. There isn't a man alive who wouldn't be turned on by that. Well, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Number 7, my then-not-boyfriend and I were waiting at the train station on my train home. He would leave with the bus after it arrived. What the hell is she talking about? My train came and I thought, fuck it, and kissed my then-not-boyfriend on the mouth. Immediately after, I jumped on the train, on which the doors then closed. I didn't see his reaction nor felt it, so I sat pretty anxious on the train, thinking I ruined it all. About 5 minutes later, I get a text saying, that was meant as a friend's kiss, right? Lol, bless his heart.
Come on. A friend's kiss? What is that?
Friends
who
don't
does?
kiss, like, make-out style on the mouth and on a train platform.
Yeah, that's like some romance shit, man.
That totally is. I'm pretty sure that was in the Notebook or something.
I don't know. I never saw it.
Neither have I. That's why I'm making it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to get these comments like, there was no such scene. Like, yeah, I don't care. Number 8. Me. I think you're really cute and I like you a lot. Thanks. Accepting this unrequited crush, I decided I was happy being friends with him. 3 months down the line, he spent hours comforting me after a disastrous night and then finally confessed he had feelings for me going back 6 months. When I asked why, he didn't say anything when I told him my feelings, but I wasn't sure you liked me. That was 4 years ago. He still is cute and dense now, but at least and is fast asleep next to me.
Oh, they got together.
Well, that's good.
But
How
still,
can he say,
thanks.
I wasn't sure you liked me, when what she said exactly was, I like you?
Yes, you're cute and I like you.
A lot.
A lot.
Number 9, my current boyfriend and I started out in this weird friends that flirt stage. I was trying to find a way to get him to make a move. One very hot evening, middle of August, we were sitting in his backyard with a few of our friends drinking beer. I sat on the same lawn chair as him, kind of wiggled in and said, "I'm cold." He left me alone in the chair and proceeded to build a giant fire. It took like an hour. When he was finished making the fire, he sat back down in a different lawn chair.
Huh? I mean, I guess it was nice of him, but dude, seriously.
She practically sits in your lap and says, "I'm cold," and you just, "I'll build a fire. She'll really appreciate this."
Yes, this is a good thing.
Yeah, wow. Number 10, before my husband and I started dating, we worked at the same grocery store. One day I worked up the nerve to ask him if he wanted to share a smoke break. He said, "Yeah, no." I walked away feeling rejected. He later realized I was not asking him to take a smoke break with me and not asking him if it was time for him to take his break. We've been married a little more than a year now, together a little more than 3.
Oh, wow. All right.
Well, there you go. Number 11. After a conversation with my boyfriend about not being obvious enough when trying to initiate sex, I decided to entice him by posing naked on the corner of the bed and seductively whispering, "Hey, you," as he walked into the room. His reaction? He walks into the room, gives me a bro nod, and says, "Hey, babe, I gotta poop." We did not end up having sex that night. I mean, if you got a hot shit in the chamber, you gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe be like, "Hey, babe, just give me a couple minutes," you know.
Well, maybe he's one of those dudes that it takes longer than a couple of minutes.
Well, I don't know. Fire went out and saved the rest for later.
No, that's a bad idea. Because, he's going to have sex, he's going to lose control of certain functions, something bad can happen.
Blah.
Finally, number 12, I love to share this one. A long time before my husband and I started dating, we were partying in my apartment. He said he was going to crash on the couch. I told him, "You can come sleep in my bed." I shit you not, he said, "Well, where would you sleep? I can't kick you out of your bed."
Oh my God, these people.
That's almost adorable.
Yeah, like, oh, you're precious.
Yeah, out of 12, 12. That was, wow.
I gotta give that 12. These, I thought I was missing some stuff, but I guess my situation might have been a little more subtle.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so Puff-Say, I just want to let you know, I'm not going to do the dorkly list you sent me, 10 times artists on Tumblr made the internet 100% better. It's way too visual.
Yeah.
But I have another one here from him from College Humor. I'm bringing it up now. It's 13 hotel employees share the weirdest thing a guest ever did.
Oh, boy. You ever done any weird shit in a hotel?
Nothing weird. No.
Yeah, I can't say I have either.
Nothing weird. I mean,
the place that I stayed at in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, my brother and I kept ordering orange pop all the time.
Okay. The only thing wrong with that was that you called it pop.
Well, okay.
I've heard that Mexican soda is better than, American and Canadian soda. Is there any truth to that?
I don't know, because, I don't know, for some reason we were on a real orange pop kick, and...
Well, that was...
It just tasted like orange pop.
When I drank soda, that was my favorite flavor.
Oh.
So.
Well, okay. It was good.
Well, 13 hotel employees sharing the weirdest thing a guest ever did. Number 1, pumping their flesh rod discreetly at the breakfast buffet.
What a way to word it.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just said masturbating, but he went for pumping the flesh rod. Wow.
You just hear this little light shuffling.
Number 2, I was delivering room service and saw a sex doll with a picture of Anne Frank taped to the face.
Oh, what?
That is a very bizarre fantasy, I mean.
Wasn't she 14 or something?
Yeah, not only that. I mean, okay. There were some parts in her diary where she talked about sex, because obviously she was an adolescent girl going through puberty, and she had that on her mind.
And discovering stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But that ain't right, man.
No.
There are so many... I think that's wrong on all the levels.
Where does the fantasy... you know what, I don't even want to ask.
That is just... Who looks at Anne Frank and says, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get it,
come on.
Get
That
it.
is
No.
there's no level that's not wrong on. All right, number 3. Well, I mean, that may be the king. I can't think of anything that could be weirder than that. But let's see what the
I
rest of
I hope that guy's story ends well.
Well,
it's not what it seems.
Well, it ends well. He fucked the doll. That's where it ends.
No, I mean, hopefully the doll is meant for something else. I don't know.
It's a sex doll. It's meant for sex.
Maybe it's supposed to be like a joke thing. Like, I'm trying.
That you took to a hotel?
Yeah.
You can't
right,
fuck your weird Anne Frank real doll at home?
Oh God, real dolls.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 3. I don't know if anything can top number 2, but number 3. Walked in on a man with his forearm halfway into a woman in the lobby bathroom. The very definition of deer in the headlights look.
Whoa! His forearm?
He wasn't just fisting, he was arming.
Talk about arming yourself.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Number 4. Our guest requested room service to bring her some food. When the room door opened, she was wearing a full-body bunny pajama/costume, ears and all. She asked to wait a little, went to the other side of the room, came hopping back, and took the plate with both hands together like a bunny would do. She said thanks, hopped around to leave the plate in the room, and then back to close the door.
That's unbelievably weird.
Was this the hotel hosting the furry convention? Because that's the only way that I could explain that.
Anthrocon? Oh no.
Or whatever the hell they call it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's still not as bad as the Anne Frank thing, but that's pretty
I'm
bad.
still waiting for that to be topped.
I don't know if it's possible. Let's find out. Number 5, not a hotel worker, but I have a friend that used to work at a pretty nice hotel in a major city that told me of the oddities of FurCon. Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
Furries check into the hotel with cages that they want to sleep in. She would have to tell them no, they can't sleep in cages due to the risk of a fire or something and needing to evacuate. They also fear, I think she means tear the room apart and use it like a litter box in many instances. The convention must bring in a lot of money because apparently they turn over a lot of their cleaning staff at that time too, just due to how gross the rooms are and the workers refusing to clean them. One time a few buddies and I snuck into the convention. There was some weird shit going on in that place.
You snuck into the convention. Why? Would you normally have to pay to get in?
Well, I would imagine so.
Oh my God. I can just imagine some of the more colorful...
The more extreme furries?
Yeah.
Because there's some that just like to dress like animals and act like animals, and then there are some that are into some weird shit.
Like, they go as far as sleeping in cages.
Yeah, and they're right. Like, if a fire broke out, you need to be able to get out quickly.
Yeah, speaking of evacuate, like, they're gonna, like, evacuate their bowels in a litter box?
No, they said that they used the room as a litter box.
Gross.
Yeah, it's worse. Still not as bad as the Anne Frank sex.
No, I'm still waiting on that.
Yeah. Number 6. Check guest into a room and they immediately come back down holding the microwave from the room. There was a partially microwave sprinkler head inside. I upgraded them.
What?
So some previous guest had tried to microwave a sprinkler head?
Did they want to see blue lightning or something?
Some little plasma going there, huh?
Yeah.
Number 7, I caught a drunk guest sitting behind a large potted plant eating a banana, just gnawing into the peel like it was a fucking apple or some shit. It was like 2:30 in the morning and no one else was around. I took pity on him and gave him cookies and a peeled banana from the lobby in exchange for his unpeeled banana. That's definitely weird.
That's so weird, yeah.
But here's the thing. It was explained by one simple word. Drunk.
Oh, okay.
So, people do weird shit when they're drunk.
It's like, I could also eat the peel. Why don't I do that?
Number 8, I was working in the reservations and some guy called to reserve a room. After booking the room, he asked if he could store his wife's corpse in our walk-in fridge overnight.
What?
Said he had all the appropriate legal docs to transport her over state lines and was trying to get her home to be buried.
Oh my God.
Well, that's something that's it's shocking, but I guess if you're trying to get your wife's body home to be buried, I guess you have to do that. I mean,
Desperate times.
yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that that's not. It's unusual, but it's not as creepy as the Anne Frank thing.
Yeah, because there's more than what it seems with that.
Yeah. Number
This is
9.
simply what he said.
Yeah, number 9. I work in the activities department at a hotel, and I see a lot of weird things. But one of the weirdest was when I caught a bunch of kids standing on top of our arcade machines. That's it. That ain't weird.
I mean, it's kids being kids.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's not that weird.
Look, I'm on top of an arcade now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Isn't this extreme?
Not extreme. Number 10. The amount of BDSM was shocking, but the one I remember the most was a little different. I knew there was 3 people in the room, but I've never seen them. They never let me clean the room. One day they didn't have a do not disturb sign on the door, so I assumed they wanted me to clean. I heard the TV on in the room, so I knocked to see if they were in. No answer, so I opened the door. Turns out they were filming a porno. What's shocking was who the stars were. 2 80-something-year-old women wearing lingerie, and they had toys. I've never ran out of a room so fast in my life.
Isn't that illegal?
How is that illegal? They're making a porno.
Yeah, but I don't know, don't you need a license or something to film, or I don't know?
Absolutely do not. What do you think amateur porn is?
Oh yeah, I guess just film anywhere.
Yeah. It's like that saying of if you're ever caught with a hooker, all you have to do is say you're filming a porno.
Oh, so it's the reverse. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 11. I was a security guard for a casino with a hotel. One night my supervisor called me to the hotel. I met him at the elevator, and he called it to our floor, and the doors opened to a couple having sex. I guess they didn't notice the camera in the elevator.
Oh, no.
Aerosmith wrote a song about that.
Love in an elevator.
Yeah, and that was based on a true story. Steven Tyler told the story once in an interview where he said these 2 women just attacked him in an elevator.
Oh, heavens.
Yeah, oh, heavens. And they said it got all the way down to the ground floor and opened, and there was a whole lobby of people, and they were all sprawled, naked, doing stuff. And he said it felt like an eternity before the doors closed.
It smells of sex in here.
Number 12. We had this truck driver with a dedicated route who stayed with us twice a week. He was an odd duck, but very polite and never gave me any trouble. He preferred certain rooms, but if they weren't available, he rolled with punches, etc. 2 things he did that were so goddamn weird. We had a guest computer in the lobby right next to the front desk, and he openly watched hardcore lesbian porn right there in front of me while discussing marital problems with the missus.
Whew, well, children's programming.
He's comfortable with who he is. Also, every morning before checkout, he would take a massive dump and leave it for the housekeeping staff to admire? What the fuck, Dave?
What an asshole.
That is a dick move. You gotta flush a deuce, and you really shouldn't. I joke, but you shouldn't watch porn in the lobby like that. That's fucked up.
No, that's just bad etiquette.
And finally, number 13 here. We had a guest on the first floor who left his blinds open and sleeps naked. The owner called him to ask him to close the blinds. He must have been super embarrassed.
Well, sometimes you forget, I guess.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, nothing topped number 2.
Oh, was that the last one?
Yeah, that was the last one. Nothing topped the Anne Frank sex doll. I could probably, if I was pressed, come up with something worse than that as a writing exercise, but I don't want to.
No, do you really want your mind to go there?
No, I really don't. I really don't.
Because you have to start at the Anne Frank sex doll.
I just thought of a way to make that worse, and I will not say it because it's so terrible.
No, I was thinking how to make it worse too, unfortunately.
We might have come to the same conclusion, but anyway, out of 12, was it 12? No, it was 13. What do you think?
I'd say out of 13, I think 12. I think the kids on the arcade was just meh.
Yeah, that wasn't weird at all. So I'm gonna agree and say 12.
That was kids being lol so random.
Yeah. All right, I have another one here from College Humor because I just scrolled down from that one, and this is interesting. You are how old now, Jesse?
In less than a month I'll be 35.
Well, I didn't ask how old you'll be in less than a month.
I'm 34.
I said right now.
34.
Okay, so you're 34. I'm 36, and this is going to be very relevant because this is 12 sentences that will make you feel older than dirt.
Oh no. Dirt
Yeah.
is pretty old from what I understand.
Yeah, I think it's been around for a while. Number 1. The Motorola Razr, the flip phone that just about everybody had, is now in museums with other historical phones.
What? It's in a museum?
I assume a museum of technology, but yeah.
I could never imagine Indy saying that belongs in a museum to a flip phone.
Yeah. It belongs in a museum.
Yes.
Number 2, kids born after 9/11 are starting to drive about now.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah, that's true.
They will never know. Well, they'll never know.
They'll know. They'll know.
Well, yeah.
Number 3, the 90s started 27 years ago.
Yeah, I can do the math.
Yeah, but when you put it out there on Front Street like that, it does make you
Yeah.
feel old. And by the way, each of these has an accompanying image, and most of them are just, whatever. But they actually got Alf Pogs to put on that one. Remember Alf? He's back
Yes.
in Pog form.
Alf Pogs.
Number 4, next year there'll be porn stars and sex workers born in 2000.
Oh, God.
It will be 2018, so that makes perfect sense. But yeah.
Millennials.
There's a girl at my work that makes me feel ancient. She's
Oh.
19, and she's a nice girl, not the smartest, but we share some common interests. So sometimes we'll be talking about like Star Trek or whatever. But sometimes like she'll say something, and I'll remember how young she is, and I'll say, "You make me feel so fucking old."
Like, what? Like, do you have an example?
And she said, well, I don't have an example, but then she says to me, "Well, I was born in 1998," and I go, "I was 18. I was an adult when you were born."
That's how that works.
Yep. Number 5. Yeah, just like I said, she seems like a nice girl. She's not the smartest, but she does her work, whatever, and she's pleasant to talk to. But it makes me feel ancient. Number 5. The one thing that gets me is when 20-year-olds talk nostalgically about movies they saw as kids, and it's something I'd classify as a recent movie that came out the other year, like The Dark Knight or the first Abrams Star Trek movie or so.
Yeah, it can't be that long ago, right?
I get this all the time. Like, do you know, like, I'll be watching a video of like a PlayStation 2 game, and I'll see these comments like, "This game was my childhood," and I'm like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah. Like Final Fantasy X. Oh, I remember when I was a little kid playing that. Like,
Yeah, when I hear that, I'm like, "Fuck off! I'm so old."
yeah.
Number 6, I'm 31, and I felt extremely old when a coworker told me his parents wouldn't let him watch Power Rangers.
It's too violent.
Yeah, it must be, right?
Wait, which Power Rangers? There have been like 100 billion.
Yeah, it's been around forever, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7, Vanilla Ice turns 50 this year.
Get out of here!
Yeah. Still cool as ice, huh?
Oh, thankfully I've never seen that movie.
Number 8. Oh, it was a movie? I thought it was just a song.
No, it's a full-fledged movie about him.
That's what the record was called. Cool as I didn't know there was a movie. Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, a full-length movie.
Wow. I thought the only movie he was in was fucking Turtles 2.
Nope, he had his own movie and it was very self-aggrandizing from what I've seen.
I'm sure it was. Number 8, Kurt Cobain would have been 50 as well.
Wow, I wonder how different things would have been.
Probably would have gotten at least a couple more Nirvana albums. I was watching this thing. There's this little girl who's a stand-up comedian, and I thought, like, how she's 12. How funny could she be? But I watched her set, and it was actually pretty funny. There was a little awkwardness in her timing, but
That's fair. I mean, she's 12.
yeah, she's 12. She had some good jokes, and she's a big Nirvana fan, and she says like, I said to my dad, I wish Kurt Cobain would have released a few more Nirvana albums before killing himself. And then my dad says to me, "But wouldn't you wish that he didn't kill himself at all?" And she goes, "Yeah, and not have the Foo Fighters?" I laughed at that. There was another joke where she said, "Yeah, it's hard online dating. Every time I try to meet someone, they get arrested."
That's pretty good.
Yeah, she was pretty funny. Like I said, she needs to work on the timing a little bit. She's a kid. I was impressed. It was funny.
Maybe she just got to get over, the stage fright.
Well, I mean, her dad's a comedian, so obviously, like, it's, something that she's familiar with. She's just got to practice. That's really all it takes.
Fair enough.
Number 9. Had a 16-year-old refer to Justin Bieber's song as something from their childhood, and it reminded them of being a kid.
They are a kid.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah. Wow.
I remember when I was 16, I still called myself a kid.
Yep.
I knew I was a kid.
Number 10, Eminem is 45.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what, though? I don't know, he doesn't age, because he still looks like he could be 20 years old.
He still looks pretty fresh-faced.
He's got that baby face, and, like, somebody showed me a picture of Eminem. I guess he grew, like, a beard, but I thought they meant, like, a beard. It was, like, a little, like, like a little bit of hair. But I was like, I'm sorry, he still looks 19.
Oh, is it like, what are those, just the chin beard?
Just the wispiness, little...
Yeah.
Number 11, if an equivalent of that 70s show were to air today, it would start in the year 1995.
Oh, I'd watch it.
They did try to do a That 80s show, and it did not last very long.
I watched all the episodes that aired.
About all 3?
It was deliciously terrible.
Yeah, well, yeah, it didn't last very long. Finally, number 12, I'm 20, and I have a 90s playlist called Oldies. Oh, fuck off.
Come on. How long must something have been in the past to be an oldie?
Fuck off. You could say that they're classics, but oldies, that's offensive.
Yeah, when I think oldies, I think moldy oldies,
Yeah, like some shit from the 50s, right?
Yeah.
Like the doo-wop crap. But, out of 12, how old do you feel right now?
Yeah, I definitely feel it.
You feel every year that 34, huh?
Yeah.
Soon to be 35.
I try to be youthful, but sometimes it's just, you got bills to pay, and adulting gets in the way.
Yep. Well, I'm going to stick with College Humor because there's another interesting list here that I just like the concept of here.
Oh.
It's another Reddit source list. Somebody posed the question, what is the best question to break a 10-year-old's mind? And these are the 10 best responses.
Okay.
Number 1, what would happen if you put a ton of metal into the sea? The 10-year-old will then likely reply, it'll sink. Then asks, so how does a boat that is made of hundreds if not thousands of tons of metal float? As a young kid, this question for a brief moment gave me an existential crisis.
You can just see the eyes widen.
Yeah, like, magic?
Didn't work for the Titanic, though. Wah, wah.
Well, I mean, it did hit an iceberg, so that had something to do with it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Number 2, I like to mess with my 8-year-old by calling her a robot, then saying things like, that is what a robot would say, or maybe you're programmed to think that way. It stopped being fun when she started crying, so now I don't do it anymore. All right.
It says it got a little small wonder there.
I remember I used to watch that show.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a little creepy in retrospect, though.
It was.
Like, why did they have a robot little girl? Like,
she was a great actress for what she had to work with.
Oh, I agree, but what was the point of having a robot kid? That was weird.
Yeah, it was a stupid concept.
Yeah, it was just they wanted to do, it was the 80s, but,
yeah.
I had to tell you, I did something not quite like that, but almost exactly like that to my nephew, Bobby, by just telling him that he was an apple.
You told me about that.
But I've never told list critics people. So I told him he was an apple. I'm like, you're an apple. You're an apple. And he's telling me he's not an apple. And I'm like, I don't know. It sounds like apple talk to me. and my sister was just playing right into it, saying, no, yeah, I've been meaning to tell you you're an apple. And he's like, I'm not. And he started getting mad. And I was like, here, I'll prove it. And I get my phone out, and I act like I'm taking a picture of him. But what I'm actually doing is Google image searching apple. I said, all right, I took the picture. You want to see it? And I'd show it to him. It was an apple. And he'd be like, that's not right. And they'd be like, take a picture of Nathan. That's his little brother. And I would actually take a picture of Nathan and show him the picture. How come they come out right? And I'm like, both pictures came out right. And he got really mad. I was like, you're just an apple. And then, like, he would, like, try to fool me by getting, like he'd bring his toy train in and hold it and be like, okay, now take a picture of me. And I Googled and I actually found a picture of an apple next to a toy train. What luck, right?
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I showed him that, and then he got mad, and I got, like, a picture of, like, an angry apple.
Oh,
So
yeah?
It was just, he was really upset.
How did you finally bring him back down?
I left. It was, but then, like, now I say you're an apple, and he goes, no, you're an apple, Uncle John John.
Uh-oh.
So there you go. He knows how to react now. Number 3. If words are defined by other words, how can we know the definition of any word?
You tell anybody that and they might go, ooh.
Yeah, but especially a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Number 4. What if you're dreaming right now? I asked my cousin this, and he spent half an hour trying to wake himself up.
Oh, no.
Then he got tired and told me he was going to sleep. Wow.
We gotta go deeper.
Yeah. Dong. Number 5. Where does the white go when snow melts?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That is good.
I like it. Number 6. Is the answer to this question no?
Oh, yeah, that's classic.
Yeah. Number 7. At what angle do stairs become ladders?
Ooh, that's a fun one to ask.
Yeah, okay. Number 8. Draw a new color. Okay, that's cute. I like it.
Yeah, that's then they just write the words a new color. Like,
Maybe if they're smart they'll do that.
You got me.
I'm just thinking, like, imagine in the year, like, 3000 or something, kids will have their Crayola, infrared crayon,
Yeah. It can create colors that we've never known before.
Number 9. White people don't just print more money in order to fight poverty.
It sounds like something a kid might actually ask.
Yeah, that's more of a question that a kid would ask, not a question that you would ask a kid to break
Why
their
not
mind.
just make more money?
And number 10. So, would you like to meet your real father? Okay, that one might be a little cruel.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, that is.
Speaking of cruelty, have you ever seen they've trended on YouTube those Jimmy Kimmel like telling parents to mess up their kids?
Or yeah, like I ate my kids' Halloween candy, and he did the hop on pop thing.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel's show is pretty amusing. I do enjoy those.
Oh yeah, they're funny.
Out of 10, a couple of these were a little off, but some of them are very good. I'm going to give it a 7.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay. Now here's another one. It's 10 insane things idiots did for attention.
Oh, I've been there before as a teenager.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm going to assume that a lot of these are going to be teenagers. I'm going to hope they're teenagers.
Let's see.
I had a friend in high school that would fake seizures at a Taco Bell.
Really? Wait,
Yeah.
is that one of the things, or is that you?
No, I'm telling you this.
Oh my God! Really?
This guy Charles, he would pretend to have a seizure at Taco Bell.
Why?
Specifically to freak out this one dude who was easily freaked out.
Well, I guess in that situation, Charles was in charge.
He was definitely very much in charge of our lives, and I can't remember the words to it.
And our hearts.
That's it, yeah. Number 1. This one girl would always fake faint in front of the seniors so they would help her. The first time it happened, she developed a crush on one of them, so whenever he passes by, she'd fake faint. The dude had enough of that shit, and one time he didn't catch her, and she ended up cracking her skull open.
Oh, Jesus!
Damn!
Wow, that's commitment.
I mean, maybe just ask him out at that point. Don't,
Yeah,
like,
say,
I'm
falling
swooning,
for you.
By the way, do you know what swoon actually means?
I just thought it was like, oh, you know.
Okay, well, we have a word for that. That's fainting.
Okay.
Swoon is an archaic term for farting.
Really?
Yeah, because ladies at, social gatherings would hold in their farts.
Right.
And they'd faint either because they're holding in their farts for 10 hours or whatever reason, and they'd swoon.
They'd release.
Yeah, exactly.
So how come we now think of swoon as,
Oh, it's just the evolution of language, because everybody always say, oh, she swooned to describe somebody fainting, and it just became that thing.
Or maybe the way that I interpret it is fainting without, like, getting knocked out. You're, like, just doubling over yourself.
Yeah,
But you
well, I
don't
mean, that's what it
actually-
means now, but it originally meant,
Farting.
gas. Number 2, my friend recently had a baby, and some scumbag announced the birth and name on Facebook before the new parents had a chance to.
Oh, come on.
He wanted the likes, those precious likes.
Yeah. And people would be like, congratulations on your newborn. Oh, it's my friend.
Yeah. Sad react only.
Yes.
Number 3, at my best friend's wedding, her aunt showed up with a long white dress and was so surprised and shocked that people thought that she was the bride.
Oh, that's bad pool, man.
That is a dick move. I mean, there's a reason that women wear ugly dresses to weddings. You're supposed to make the bride look better, by comparison.
Yeah, like, they have to wear the best dress,
That's,
right?
Yeah, that's the whole point of it. That's like, the bro code. That's breaking the bitch code right there.
The bitch code.
Should not be doing that. Number
Breaking
4.
bitch.
Breaking bitch, yeah. Let's see that. Number 4, I went to school with a guy who was cast in the lead role of a local low-budget movie. One night I was at a bar. He went walking up to a table full of girls and said, "Hey ladies, anybody want my autograph?" with the most smarmy grin you ever saw. Okay, what's this guy, Gilderoy Lockhart?
What the hell? Who the hell is that?
Oh, come on, you act like you don't know Harry Potter. Come on. He was Kenneth Branagh played him in the movie. He was the celebrity.
Oh, see, you say Kenneth Branagh. Like, okay. Now I know.
Number
Sorry,
5.
Yeah.
Girl in my high school art class claimed a new pregnancy every other Monday or so and a new abortion about every other weekend.
Geez, after a while, you're going to be crying wolf one too many times.
Yeah, exactly.
When
I
you
knew a girl who did shit like that.
Yeah?
Yeah. She was pregnant, and then she was, at one point I said, you've been pregnant for like a year. Like, come on.
Yeah, time to take the bun out of the oven.
Well, she wasn't, she was skinny, too, so there was no way she was ever pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, girl I used to know but moved to California always posts pictures of her on some island. She makes it seem like she's always on vacation, but she went to that place for a week 4 years ago and took literally 2,000 pictures of her in different bikinis. Her entire Instagram has like 900 pictures of that week. She grew up poor, so I get it. She wants her friends back home to think she's living large, but she's most definitely not, and it's kind of sad to watch.
Aww.
That's not too bad. Let her have her moment.
Yeah, but if you know the story, it is pathetic.
It's sad, but it's not insane thing that an idiot did for attention. It's
true.
Sad thing that sad girl did for attention.
Yeah, it's sad because it's sad.
Yeah. Number 7, ex-roommate waited for all of us to be in the house before letting out the loudest, largest wails. The other roommates and I go to see what's wrong, and she tells us she has an ectopic pregnancy. While everyone else is comforting her, I ask, "Didn't you last have sex 10 months ago?" I was correct, and still the asshole somehow. Worst part was she was training to be a doctor.
What's an ectopic pregnancy?
That's like if the fetus is not in the womb, but in the fallopian tube.
Oh my.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere good.
10 months?
Well, she's lying.
I know she is, but I mean, like, your story's not going to add up.
Yeah. Number 8, my sister once unconvincingly faked falling down a flight of stairs during Thanksgiving. Wait, hold on. How do you fake falling down? You either fell down the stairs or you didn't.
Just ask Justin Trudeau.
That's true, but he would literally fall down the stairs. You can't fake it, like you make it look like you fell down the stairs, but you really didn't.
Yeah, like you're gonna like maybe you just fall on purpose. That's
Maybe,
all.
yeah, it's fault. Maybe he would just run down really fast while going, oh shit,
Yeah.
and then lay at the bottom like, oh, I just fell down the stairs. Right.
Oh, no, he had a method of falling where you would be minimally hurt.
Yeah, he's a weird guy, I tell you what.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I'm not, we want to talk with our fucking president, but the fact that ours is a maniac does not make Justin Trudeau normal.
No. But what about this Thanksgiving shit?
Yeah, so then when she was done flopping around, she just stayed at the bottom in the fetal position for a good 15 minutes. Eventually she got up when pie was served.
Well, you got to get up for pie.
There's more, but that's really funny. We were having a huge Thanksgiving with all the extended family over, and she hated that the adults that usually adored her were ignoring her for the younger kids. She was like 12 at the time, and every year our grandma tries to get her to recreate it, but she won't. Right, so the grandma is trying to be like, do the thing when you fall down the stairs.
Like, why?
That's fucked up.
That's maybe she does it for the lulz.
Yeah. Number 9, my dog limps for attention or food. She forgets which leg is hurt and randomly switches extremities. That is really funny.
Wow.
I've even caught her running when she thought I wasn't looking during one of her attention-seeking episodes. She's the best.
Oh, that's a clever dog.
Wow. And finally, number 10, my little brother used to run face first into things if people weren't paying enough attention to him. Wow. If he doesn't have brain damage already, he's going to give it to himself. At the time, we thought he was blind or stupid, but he told me later in life that he did it for attention.
Well, he might still be stupid, because you don't just do that.
Well, remember, the title is 10 Insane Things Idiots Did for Attention.
There you go.
Out of 10, what do you think?
I'm gonna, I don't know, just 8. I think
I'm going to say
is
7. I think that there were a few that were really good, and there were a few that were like, whatever,
Whatever.
Yeah,
Fall down the
whatever.
stairs.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
All right, I have 10 shower thoughts that will make you say, whoa.
Things that'll make you say, hmm.
Well, let's see if you say whoa, or something similar.
Whoa.
Number 1, the letter X has more uses in math than in the English language.
Tell me about it, right?
Yeah. Number 2, from Snow White's perspective, the old peddler woman was totally legit. She gave her an apple and told her to make a wish. Next thing she knows, the prince is there to take her away, and she's surrounded by her friends rejoicing.
Well, shit.
Damn, right? You're right. Like, holy crap, you're right. Like, from her perspective, that shit worked like a charm.
Her wish came true.
I mean, it may be several years later, but,
Backfired on the evil queen over time.
Oh,
but...
holy shit. My phone is fucking this whole thing up.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I think the app crashed on me.
Oh, no.
Let me see if I can bring it back.
Back to life.
Well, yeah, the thing is, all right, there's the hotel list. I was scrolling down, because College Humor, you could keep scrolling, and it'll bring up lists until the fucking cows come home.
Oh, yeah. It's endless.
Oh, crap. Okay, there's idiots did for attention. I got that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. All right, it's loading. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here we go. So, yeah, this Snow White... you ever read the original, written version of Sleeping Beauty?
Sleeping Beauty? No, but I really like the movie.
Because, in the movie, he just kisses her and she wakes up, right?
Right.
In the original book, the legend, he does a hell of a lot more than kiss her.
He has sex with her?
Not only that, but she gives birth to 2 kids before she wakes up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
when she wakes up, I would imagine that she might have a few questions.
Also, consent.
Well, yeah, they didn't have a concept of that back then, huh?
I guess not, because, jeez. And how old was she, 16?
She was supposed to be 15, I believe. I mean, who
15.
knows how old the prince was, but...
Oh, okay, but, yeah, you got a point.
Still.
Still, I agree.
Well, actually, technically, she might have been... I think she was asleep for, like, a couple of decades.
Wow, well, she aged well.
Yeah, well, I don't... The magic spell, blah, blah, blah. All right.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
3, as I continue to go bald, every day is both the worst hair day of my life and best hair day I'll have for the rest of my life.
It's true. This is true.
That is a very negative way of thinking about it, but okay.
It's like the glass is half empty and half full.
Yeah. I saw this thing where it's like, the pessimist says that it's half empty, the optimist says it's half full, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, and there was a few, and in the end, the opportunist says, well, you guys were arguing, I drank it.
Ha-ha!
Yeah. Number 4, when I'm 70, I'll be yelling at kids to get off my Wi-Fi instead of off my lawn. You can do that
funny.
now.
Get off my Wi-Fi.
You can do that now. You don't got to do that when you're 70.
Who
They'll
knows,
probably
by the
have
time you're 70, you'll have, something else.
Something better than Wi-Fi. Number 5, pregnancy is like a group project where one person gets stuck with all the work. All right, that's funny.
That is good.
Number 6, it would serve me better if they put shopping carts in the middle of the store where my pride realizes I have too much shit to carry.
Oh, yeah. Like, sometimes I go in and I'm like, I don't need anything.
Or you're like,
Arm.
I don't want the shopping cart because then I'll buy too much.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you buy too much anyway.
But I guess they have baskets for the medium size.
Yeah. Number 7, I have more ancestors than all of my ancestors. Oh,
Wait, what?
You have more ancestors than your ancestors.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because,
I guess.
the number only goes up.
That's true.
You can't suddenly have less ancestors.
Unless you have a time machine.
Well, yeah, but whatever.
And then you run into a whole Back to the Future problem.
Yeah, then your mom is trying to make out with you, and it's all weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 8, don't you dare sounds normal, but do not you dare sounds weird to say. There's a lot of sentences like that, I think.
Like, yeah, imagine Data trying to say some of those idioms.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're right. Number 9, a penis is literally a fountain of youth. All right.
Wow.
Now, I just got to point out that you had to drink from the fountain of youth.
Oh, no.
So maybe rethink that whole idiom there. Number 10, who am I kidding? If I had superpowers, I'd probably just squander them just like I did with my real-life potential.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
I don't know. If I had superpowers, I'd probably squander and do good.
Yeah, why not help? Yeah, there was a comic that DC published back in the 90s called Major Bummer.
Okay.
And it was these aliens had to pick somebody to give superpowers to, and they picked like completely the wrong guy who's like this total slacker who did not want to do anything. It was really funny, actually.
Total bummer.
No, it was Major Bummer.
Or Major
Bummer, yeah.
Was that his name?
No,
Major Bummer.
no, that was just the name of the con. He didn't have a superhero name. He was just like Rick or whatever.
Rick.
Yeah, I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my pawn shop. What do you think out of 10?
None of them made me say whoa, but they did make me raise my eyebrows.
There was a few that were in the spirit of the title, but not many.
I'll say 7.
I'm going to be a lot harsher here. I'm going to say 4. I think, like I said, most of them were just kind of like Tumblr gets deep kind of things.
Well, that's still in the spirit of the question, or the...
No, not really. Like, a few of them were just jokes. Like, I think the best one on there was, you'll always have more ancestors.
Than your ancestors, yeah.
But even that, I'm going to say 4. I was disappointed.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so we're going to head over to Rate My Job. We've had some great lists from this place.
Rate My
Job.
Job.
This is 17 hilariously awful reply all mistakes.
Oh, no.
I had one where I hit reply all, and I forgot. I didn't say anything like bad or anything, but just the fact that I hit reply all at this company, like, crashed their email server.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of bad.
No, actually, now that I think of it, it wasn't that. It wasn't that a reply all. It was somebody sent me an email saying forward this to everybody. So I thought, all right, I'll go into the address book. I was new to this place,
Okay.
select all, send. But apparently they meant send it to everybody in that office, and I wound up sending to everybody that worked for this company throughout, like, the globe.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well.
I bet.
I had a purposeful reply all, and forgive me if I've told this one before, but I worked at this one place. It was here in Pennsylvania, but they had another office in New York City. And the people in New York City would always send out these obnoxious emails that had nothing to, like, oh, there's cake on the 13th floor, like shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, thanks, asshole, But they'd hit everybody, so we were getting this in Pennsylvania. So one time I got one of these emails, there's cake in the conference room, and I got pissed off at it, and I hit reply all, and I wrote, email me some cake. You know how many people either came up to me or emailed me telling me it was like the funniest thing they've ever seen?
That's pretty good. Way to go.
Yeah. But these are hilariously awful reply all mistakes. Here's the first one. I worked for a media company that had recently launched a specialty TV channel. The communications department sent a press release out to the entire company, approximately 2,000 people, and a massive list of media contacts. The owner of the company replied to all, if it's so good, why doesn't it make any fucking money?
Oh, no. Oh.
There was something that happened at the same company as the cake thing. I was in the accounting office, and every once in a while, not every once in a while, every day, towards the end of the day, we would send this report of basically, like, everything, like how well the company did that day, and we'd send it all to all the highest management people. And one day the CEO meant to only send it to, like, the other upper management people, but it wound up coming back to us. It was just, holy shit.
That's it?
Yeah, it was, because we had a really good day, I guess. The salespeople did really well, and they made like something like $2 million. And he just said, holy shit.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to send that to you guys. Sorry if you were offended. And like, no, we didn't fucking care.
Yeah.
All right, here's the next one. HR manager sent an Excel workbook with some pertinent info on the first sheet to everyone, but failed to remove the fourth sheet, which had everybody's salary.
Oh, no.
That's just about the worst fucking thing you can do.
That's some personal shit,
Yeah,
man.
that's bad. Wow.
How come Kelly's getting paid more than
that's
me?
exactly. You're like, why does that bitch make more than I do? And it's over at that point. There's this woman here at work. Almost every time when the CEO sends an email to all staff announcing something new or good, she replies to all telling the CEO how good he is and how much she admires his work and dedication to make her company better. And just how much Jesus has blessed him and everyone working here. A few minutes later, she replies to all again, apologizing for that mistake because that was intended just for him.
Oh.
If you can't tell, mistake is in quotes.
Yeah. Mistake.
Yeah.
Wink.
Wink, wink. I just got to say that all of these have a title, and like the title for that last one was "Yeah, Sure, an Accident." I'm not mentioning them because whatever, but the title for this next one is Butthole. So I'm looking forward to finding out what was going on here because the title is Butthole. I was doing some contracting work for an old friend. This involved handling the monthly billing. One client was very high maintenance and his charge didn't go through this particular month. My friend and I were pretty laid back in our email exchange, knowing someone for 20 plus years will do that. So I emailed my friend the following. Good morning. The billing went fine this morning except for that one butthole. Did you want to drop him a line or should I do it? Friends reply, hey there, darn, that really sucks about that butthole. You should send him a note reminding him that it is not cool to be a butthole, haha. In case you don't have it, his email is, and they put it in there. You probably see where this is headed. My friend decides to look up the client's email address by starting to type his name in the recipient field and probably forgot to remove it before sending me his reply. Needless to say, the guy was not pleased. He lectured my friend for a while on poor business practices, but apparently he didn't hold him accountable at all. I was the toxic employee who needed to be dropped immediately. He also wanted to schedule a conference call where he wanted me to explain myself and formally apologize to him. This didn't happen, thankfully, and it's funny recollecting the whole thing now, but it was pretty stressful at the time. We finished up the work and gave the guy his last month free.
Oh, well,
Wow.
it sucks for that guy, though, because, like, he didn't make the mistake.
Yeah. It also sucks for the guy. He's, you know, like...
For the
all of a
butthole?
sudden, yeah, he finds out that they think he's a butthole.
Yeah, I'd hate to find out that I'm a butthole.
All right. This, I know, right? You always find out from the worst person, too.
Yeah.
This next one is titled Coochie Cream, so...
These are good titles.
Yeah, these titles... the first couple had, like, whatever titles, but Coochie Cream, holy
Please
shit.
include JPEG.
There was an email floating around the office about some sort of event that someone was trying to organize. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but this woman clearly thought she was only responding to her friend when she wrote, "I'll tell you the Coochie Cream story later." Now everybody wants, including me, wants to know the Coochie Cream story.
What is the Coochie Cream story?
It's like the noodle incident here.
Yeah.
The title of this next one is Wanker.
You wanker.
At the head office of a large UK insurer, Adrian, the pugnacious, unpopular, and unappealing contractor, was showing Peter, a new programmer, on his first day how to use CC Mail. You know, carbon copy.
Yeah.
Peter is logged in. Adrian is next to him typing. He decides on the following message. Subject, wanker. Body, you are one. He shows Peter how to call up the address book and selects the first entry, which happens to be AJ surnames. Couple of clicks, and there it is in the toolbox. He then states explicitly, better not click send. Then somehow, somewhat inexplicably, does that very thing. About 800 employees, including the CEO, almost simultaneously look up and start to loudly discuss who this Peter is and why he thinks they may have an onanistic tendency. Peter, rather unfairly, spent some uncomfortable time with both HR and the CEO, who was a hands-on type to be sure. Ironically, Adrian, who indeed was a wanker to the most furious variety, didn't receive said email as his initial was further down in the alphabet.
That's funny.
Wanker.
The one wanker doesn't get it.
Yeah. Oh, well. Next one. A woman sent a retirement announcement inadvertently to the entire tens of thousands strong agency I work for. People were hitting reply all to tell others not to reply all. It went on for hours.
Oh, no.
I've experienced that as well, where all of a sudden there's all the replies coming through. Stop hitting reply all.
That's a vicious circle.
Yeah. Worked on a TV show that everyone except the creator hated, and everyone knew from the ratings would be canceled any second. I was working in legal, and on the email chain where a report of outstanding legal issues for the upcoming episode was sent to literally everyone you can think of, 50-plus people, ranging from me, one title above entry level, to the head of the network. A middling executive replied to all, "They're getting canceled, and we still have to deal with this shit?"
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
To make matters worse, she attempted to recall the email, just drawing more attention to it, and then replied to all again, "Please disregard last email, trying to generate an internal report for my department. Hit the wrong button." It was
An internal report?
Yeah, it was the hit the wrong button that sent me and my boss into hysterics. I was so badly wanted to reply that we didn't know there was a shit talk button. Nice.
That's a slight shitpost.
Yeah. I'm a teacher, and I'm in a group chat with my fellow department members. This past school year, Person A lost his grandmother, whom he was very close with, a week before his wedding. He really wanted her to be there, and he was quite upset. Naturally, as a department, we threw around the idea of getting him a card and putting some money in it for him. The next day, Person B, an ignorant middle-aged woman who is terrible with technology, makes the mistake of replying to the group chat instead of the person she was bitching to. Her reply went something along the lines of, "This is ridiculous. I don't have the money to give him. I have too much going on in my life right now, and I really don't need this. I'm not giving money." Meanwhile, this lady drives a brand spanking new Mercedes to school every day and spends hundreds of dollars on her hair and nails a week. She brags about it often. Needless to say, Person A was extremely embarrassed, and the rest of us were pissed.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Super bitch.
She's a wanker indeed.
Yeah, that. You are one.
Yeah, wanker, you are one. I like it. My first job out of school, my manager had to fire someone. The manager was pretty young, and it's the first time he ever had to do this. He sends an email to HR for assistance and directions as to how to go about firing this person. Well, the issue became moot when he accidentally CC'd the guy who was going to be fired.
Oh,
We were able to actually see the moment the guy got the email, though we didn't know what happened at the time, but we did see him stand there and storm over to the manager's office.
like, excuse me? You're firing me?
Like, hello, bitch. Let's talk about this shit.
Yeah, what beef you got?
Apparently, it must have been legit if he went and stormed over like that.
Yeah.
Worked at a large Fortune 100 company, around 70,000 employees a few years back. CEO sent out an email to all users, then some fuckstick replies all with a comment back. The chain reaction of dimwits all clicking reply all to say stop pressing reply all brought the email system to its knees for about 5 days.
Whoa!
That's crazy.
That's crippling, man.
That is terrible for a company that large.
And why? Like, just don't respond. Just
let it go. Like, you don't have to be that guy that says don't hit reply all.
Because then it's just a chain reaction of stupid.
Mm-hmm. My former coworker hit reply all on an email about a golf scramble. He tried forwarding it to another guy talking about seeing one of the new interns in a short golfing skirt. Notice I said former coworker. Also, my team won the golf scramble, if that matters.
Golf scramble? What's a scramble for golf?
I have no idea. I just the important thing is the guy was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see this girl in a short skirt."
Hell, he didn't last.
Yeah. All right. Because you're curious, and I guess so am I. I'm going to look up what golf scramble is. It's a format for a golf tournament. 2 or more players form a team, with the rules emphasizing fun without the pressure of players keeping individual scores.
So then, how does anybody win?
Maybe he had the most fun.
Yeah.
I clicked reply all instead of forward on accident. Long story short, one person out of 200 bank workers always showed up looking like he just rolled out of bed, messy hair, wrinkled clothes, etc. Every day or two, we'd get an email from the lady CFO retelling everyone that we need to maintain a professional appearance. Typed up something along the lines of, "This bitch looks like he shops at Kmart and smells like a campfire, and she's telling others how to dress."
Oh, shit.
Wow. Within a few minutes, I was sitting in front of her, HR, and the CEO about how to conduct myself in a professional environment. Not much outside of a formal apology happened. Actually, probably helped since people then realized I wouldn't BS them and told it like it was. Another one, this person has 2, was when I worked at a Wells Fargo. Not really a mistake, but still good. Fucking awful place, by the way. 250,000 employee company-wide. One kid who was a teller, probably making $12 an hour, received some promotional email about how well the company did the past calendar year, how much of a bonus the CEO got, this was in 2008 or 9, and basically saying the company made $1 billion. This fucking kid spends all day locating all the different groups in Outlook that weren't including in the company-wide email, so the email would go to every one of the 250,000 employees, and he more or less said, "Hey, Johnny," the CEO, "I make less than $30K a year peddling your shitty products. Why don't you throw some of that $30 million my way, you rich prick?"
Whoa, ballsy.
He wasn't employed for very much longer.
Ballsy.
I mean, if you're not making enough money, why would you do something that would get you fired, obviously? I mean,
if you're only making $12, you need the $12.
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. My cousin once sent an email meant for his girlfriend to everyone in his address book. He wrote in great detail about the ways in which he and his brother's English bulldog were going to have sex with her when he got home.
What?
Good Lord.
What the why? Why? I want to know why.
This probably happened 15 years ago, and I'm sure he's convinced himself that everyone has forgotten. Things like that stay forever.
Oh, yeah. You don't forget that. That gets brought up all the time.
The poor dog.
I know.
All right, well, babysitter wrote to my husband, my daughter, and I about babysitting my granddaughter who was staying with us. My husband and I were going out for a date night. I was trying to respond to my husband, come 7 o'clock, with a picture of my tits. Well, basically, she sexted my daughter and the babysitter.
Oh, no.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
After an all-staff announcement about 2,000 people from the new CEO about an upcoming downsizing, one person replied to everyone shortly after saying, "Can you believe this shit, Kate? The new CEO is such a fucking cunt. I swear if I see him on the street, I will break his fucking neck." And they're about to downsize. That's the funny part of this. Yeah.
Good.
As you can imagine, that's threats of violence and taken pretty seriously. On the plus side, though, she didn't have to stress about the downsizing anymore because she was fired.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope so, because holy fucking shit.
That's going extreme. Break their fucking neck.
Wow. My brother-in-law's family decided to carry on the conversation on an email chain without removing my sister or brother-in-law from it. Topics discussed were my brother-in-law's ineptitude in general and disdain for my sister. These are the people who have made overtures that in case my sister or brother-in-law cannot handle raising my nephew, they'll take over. I have the email in safekeeping if there's ever a custody battle.
Oh, man.
Damn, that last one is a little more serious.
Yeah, that's some life-changing stuff.
Out of 17, I gotta say 17, because holy fucking shit.
Yeah, those reply all 17. Those reply all.
Reply to all 17 people.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if I did this one or not. I think I didn't, because I still have the tab open. It's from Rate My Job. It's teachers share the most ridiculous thing they've ever heard a parent say.
Haven't we done that?
I'm going to read you the first one, and you tell me if we've done it, because I think we might have.
Okay.
The first one is, taught in an old, impoverished town, father told me he would not allow his son to read poetry because it would make him gay.
This sounds familiar.
I don't know if we've done it or not. I can't remember, to be honest.
I can't really remember.
When in doubt, fuck it, we'll do it live, right?
Fuck it.
Fucking thing sucks! I had a parent tell me he cut his daughter's hair in a short bob because they noticed her attitude gets bad when her hair gets too long. I had another parent tell me his kid was acting dumb for my benefit and that he's really smart at home. They still refused to get him any tutoring.
So why would you act dumb at the one place you want to be smart?
I guess, yeah, I don't know. Maybe for attention.
Because then
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
You go home and you do your dumb stuff.
Exactly. Every single adult should know where every single child is on campus at all times, the mom said, yelling at me. I had been giving her son extra help after school along with some other students. We were 6 weeks in, and Mom hadn't come back to school night or made any attempts to speak to or contact me. She came to pick up her son and had no idea where to go because she hadn't been to her school before or read the after-school group flyer. Instead, she yelled at some other teachers who were waiting out in front of the school with some of their own after-school students to be picked up. They had no idea who she was or who her child was. She couldn't ask them where my class was because she didn't even know the name of her child's teacher. I walked up with her son as this was happening. She turned and continued to chew me out. She said a lot of ridiculous things that day. It was complete and blatant projection of irresponsibility.
Yeah, maybe at that point, even if she realized her mistake, she's like, well, I got to keep going.
Yeah. She had momentum. And I think we haven't done this because I don't remember ever hearing that one.
No, that one doesn't sound familiar.
When talking to a parent regarding behavioral issues, the parent said, from 8 to 2, he's your problem, not mine.
Wow. Shirking responsibility.
And the image they use for that is from the movie Problem Child. You remember that?
Oh, I do.
Yeah. At the end of each year, all the students' merits are tallied up and the top 3 students get a prize. One of the parents was complaining about how it's unfair their child started so low every year. It was a lot harder for them to get to the top. The list starts alphabetized. Well, yeah, it doesn't, yeah, wow.
That's just how it works.
Yeah, that's, I guess, the fairest way possible, I mean.
Rename your child.
I was in an IEP meeting, before you ask me, I have no idea what that is. When the counselor asked the student what his post-high school plans were, he proudly stated that he was interested in studying animal science. His mother angrily swung her head at him and said, "Animal science? Oh, hell no. What about your plans for the NFL?" The student got embarrassed and said, "Well, I need a backup plan, Mom." And she said, "Not when you're as great of a player as you." The student was mediocre at best at football. The student was clearly smarter than the mother in this case.
Yeah, like, the mom obviously wants the all-star son, right?
Yeah, exactly. But the kid's like, hey, maybe I should have something to fall back on in case this football thing doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's a good
Usually it's the other way around, you know? Usually the kid's like, I'm going to be a star, and the parents are like, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe you should focus on animal science.
I have a few stories, but my favorite happened to a coworker. The girl didn't study and skipped most of the questions on a test. Mom came in to argue about her daughter's failing grade and said she should only be graded on the questions she did answer. So therefore she should have scored 100 since the few she chose to answer were correct. Wow.
Yeah, that's like some snowflake logic going there.
If that's the way it works, then that would make tests very easy.
Yeah, just sign your name and then leave.
Or just answer one question that you're absolutely sure on. You know?
Mm-hmm.
For the taxes we pay, we expect our teachers to get our kids into any college we want. What the fuck? Wow. Okay. Here's a good one. Intellectual property is a real gray area in regard to blatant plagiarism.
No, it's not.
It really isn't, no.
No.
It really isn't, yeah. Not as bad as some, but when I was a student teaching, a parent emailed saying to give his child a C. No reason, just give her a C. She was getting an F, and I couldn't believe the insanity of just saying what boiled down to C now. C, comma, now, rather.
C.
Like, give her a C. Like, no?
No, just give her one.
Just no? Yeah, no. Yes, my child is misbehaving, throwing chairs, hitting other kids, etc., but you took his paper airplane in 2nd grade and scrunched it up, so this is really your own doing. I think the best thing for you to do is to help him make a new paper airplane and apologize. Then I'm sure he'll behave. The kid was in the 6th grade at this point.
Oh. It's the parent that has some kind of problem.
You know, I gotta ask, like, is that something the kid put in their head? Like, why are you acting like this? Well, she scrunched up my paper airplane 4 years ago.
Yeah, like a kid would get over something like that.
I would hope so. Spanish class, parent asked me to exempt her kid from speaking anything in Spanish, said it made her daughter uncomfortable to say anything in Spanish.
Well, that might be a problem at home that you got to deal with.
I don't know why that would make anyone uncomfortable. That's just an excuse is what that is.
Yeah.
Had an Asian kid that was acing everything, straight A's. I told his mother, I think he's a little bored. She popped up and said, I will go home and speak to him about that at once.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Strict. Super strict.
Asian parents can be a little hardcore. I think that, you know, there is a drive for excellence there, and sometimes it can get kind of extreme.
Extreme!
Well, extreme! All right. After Thanksgiving, but before Christmas, one mom said, if you don't let my daughter sing Oh Holy Night for the Christmas show, I'll withdraw her and my son from this school, and you'll never again have such talent. Truth is, her daughter couldn't sing on pitch no matter what, and didn't even try because she had zero interest in it.
Jeez.
Talk about living vicariously there, huh?
Yeah, like, is this something she wanted to do as a kid?
That's
I don't know.
probably it right there, yeah. I used to be a preschool teacher, ages 4 and 5, and we did evaluations every few months. One 4-year-old girl, sweet as can be, could only count to the number 4. She struggled with other things, but the counting was by far the worst. Her parents came into the evaluation and were delighted to hear that their daughter could count to 4. We had to gently explain to them that she was well behind the other kids. Even the actually challenged kids surpassed her. She was obviously bright, so we asked them what they worked on with her at home. Nothing. They did nothing with her. They assumed that she didn't or wouldn't start learning until teachers taught her. To their benefit, they did start working with her at home, and by the beginning of the next year she was ready to move up. I had never been so proud and disappointed at the same time in a set of parents. They say, you do your learning at school.
That's where you learn.
Yeah. My aunt's a teacher, and I remember her telling me about one strange parent encounter a year or so ago. She taught maybe the 6th or 7th grade. There was this one kid in her class severely underperforming, and even after numerous confrontations with him, he never worked in class or got his grades back up. My aunt had to call his mother down to the school and sat down and tried to talk to her about it. She mentioned that she felt he had the capacity to perform much better, but he didn't. Well, the mother just denied it. To be clear, she wasn't crazy or anything, just an absolute denial. My aunt showed her his grades, but she ripped the paper apart and told her that's not true. She said, I don't know what you're talking about. My son is perfect, and stormed out of the school.
Typical. My son is perfect. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, well, wow. I mean, damn. Well, I don't know how many there were on here because they weren't numbered, but hey, it's a school. Let's give it a letter grade.
B plus.
B plus. I will agree with you on that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wanted to do. I had this one up since the last episode of List Critics, but I wanted to do this one with you because you're not American, and
I am not.
This is 18 odd things about America that Americans haven't realized.
Ooh.
So I think what they're going for is things that we do in America that nobody else really does.
Calling it soda. I think it's more a regional thing.
And that is regional because there's a lot of places in America where they call it soda pop or pop.
That's true.
And I'm sure there's places in Canada where they say soda pop or soda.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Number 1, the tipping economy. No one in the United States wants to go out for dinner with a friend who refuses to tip well. While that friend is a villain here, he'd be right at home in most European countries. The French even have a helpful term to remind American visitors they don't need to tip for that cappuccino. Le service est compris. It means the tip is included in the price. How do they get away with it? They just pay their servers a living wage in the first place.
Yeah, I've heard that about, European.
Well, yeah, I mean, Canada, you guys tip though, don't you?
We tip. We tip, yeah.
So yeah.
Depending on service, of course.
Well, I always tip well. I mean, if the service is less, I'm going to go maybe 15% bare minimum,
Exactly.
But I'm not going to ever not tip, I think it's.
What if the service was complete garbage?
Then I would. You see, in that case, I would speak to the manager about it.
Oh.
See, I was in a hamburger restaurant, not a fast food place, but a restaurant that specialized in hamburgers.
Interesting.
And I went there, and I didn't get much. I got sliders,
Mm.
And I was just stopping for lunch, and the waitress was fine, but there was a guy who brought the food to the table, and he was just really rude, and he just kind of slammed the plate down.
Oh, just here's your food. And then
No, he didn't even say it. He just, and I was just damn, what is his fucking problem? And I said to the waitress, and that guy was really rude. And she went to the manager, and then the manager came over and everything, and actually wound up giving her an extra large tip because I wasn't saying anything. I was saying, hey, that guy was an asshole, and she was the one who went out of her way to make it right,
Nice.
Okay, number 2. An early dinner. Most families in the United States sit down for dinner at 6 or 6:30. Again, the Europeans do things differently. It's not unusual to eat the final meal of the day at 9 p.m. or later in Europe. We don't like to go to bed with full stomach, but that's a particularly American preference. Well, I don't know. How is that in Canada? What is your average dinner time?
Usually 5 or 6.
So, similar to America.
At the blind school that I went to, it was mandated that supper was at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, there you go. Number 3, the Star-Spangled Everything. Americans are proud people, but sometimes we show it in strange ways, like putting American flags everywhere on everything we see. Well, I don't believe that other countries don't do that, because I've seen pictures of the UK with the fucking Union Jacks plastered everywhere.
And I mean, you go to
any hockey game.
Not even hockey.
I know, but I've seen pictures of hockey games where everybody's the Canadian flag all over the place.
It's not the Canadian flag. It's team flags and team.
No, but I've seen
jerseys.
Yeah, but I've seen many people waving the fucking maple leaf.
I don't know. I haven't.
Okay, number 4, ads for legal services. Lawyers are as American as apple pie, and advertising is the vanilla ice cream on the side. Many nations don't allow their lawyers to advertise on television or billboards. So is that a thing in Canada? Do you ever see ads for lawyers on TV or?
Yeah, but they're all American.
Oh. So, why would you have ads for American lawyers? Why would you need American lawyers? That's odd. Or are you just watching American TV?
Broadcast from other, even though they're Canadian channels, they're broadcast from American.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. So, I would imagine when you're watching the strictly Canadian channels, you're not really seeing that.
No, not really.
What about the billboards? You ever see?
Well, I don't see much these days, but
right.
But I
I know.
I have seen like like on buses, like little ads for
Okay.
illegal
So it's not
advice.
as prevalent there, but it is a thing.
It's still around. You just got to look for it.
Yeah. Number 5, sales tax surprise. If you live in the U.S. all your life, this one will blow your mind. In many other countries, retailers figure out the sales tax and add it onto the price tag. Here, as you know, they don't really know what the total price will be until you're already at the register. Imagine how confusing that would be if you're from a country where price tags are totally accurate.
I wish price tags were accurate.
I know why that's a thing. I looked into this once, and it turns out it used to be that way, where they were. But then somebody got the idea of it'll appear that my prices are lower if I don't include the sales tax, even though they're not. And it actually worked. So then everybody started doing that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is only $10, and then you ring
Yeah.
it up, 11.30. What?
Yeah. Number 6, the fruits of a litigious culture. Americans put warning signs and labels on everything. That cup of coffee in your hand, be careful, it's really hot. Those scissors, they cut things. It makes sense for American companies to cover their bases with copious warning labels. After all, lawyers advertise aggressively. We live in a litigious culture, and warnings protect businesses from lawsuits.
I mean, usually warning labels start to get slapped on things if there's an incident by a dumb person.
Or if they're fearing that there might be, which is usually in this modern age the case.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
because everybody's dumb.
Yep. I mean, the picture that they're using here is of a carton of eggs, and it says allergy advice contains egg. I would hope
Come
so.
on.
I would hope the fuck so.
It would be funnier if it said may contain egg.
Yeah, well, I've actually seen that on peanuts. It said, it didn't say may contain peanuts, which would have been funny, but it said something similar. It said, made in a processing plant that processes peanuts.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, wow. Number 7, loud and proud. Overseas, the stereotype about Americans is that we're all loud, talkative, and extroverted. We ask about your personal life. We invade your personal space. Well, there's a kernel of truth to the stereotype. Maybe it's because we have so much space we're used to hollering across the room. Maybe it's because the value we place on friendliness, even ending a text with a period instead of an exclamation point, borders on rude these days. For whatever reason, people in other countries tell us we speak loudly. Who are we to argue?
I don't know about that. I still have yet to encounter that from Americans.
Well, I think maybe this is coming from a more European standpoint, but I don't know. Are everybody in Europe just whispering? Is that what's going on?
I don't know. I have heard, some people from. I could tell they were European, but they're speaking in a different language, and it's much louder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Number 8, ask the average Brit if they'd watch a university soccer match. Why would we, they might ask. It's just students having a laugh. Then talk to your average American Notre Dame football fan. You'll get a very different response. Yeah, I don't agree with the college sports being professional entertainment because these kids don't get paid a dime.
No, they're doing it because it's college.
Yeah, it's school, and they're but they've made video games out of college football and college basketball, and like I said, they don't get a dime. The schools get the money, but the students don't, which I think is wrong.
Yeah, they're the ones busting their ass.
Yep. Sometimes literally.
Yes.
Number 9, free refills as long as there's corn syrup involved. Recently, health advocates in the United States have raised the alarm about sugar-laden soft drinks, but we live in a culture of the free refill. People in other countries are confused by the cognitive dissonance here. If you know that drinking 3 gallons of soda a day leads to adverse health outcomes, they ask, why make it so cheap and easy to access sugary drinks?
Yeah, we have free refills.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think most places do. You go to a McDonald's in France, they're not going to be like, no, you may only have 1 soda. I don't know why I sounded Middle Eastern there, but...
You did.
Yeah, that was weird. Number 10, supersize it all. Among similar lines, restaurants in the United States tend to offer much larger portion sizes than their peers in other countries. Now, there's more to this, but I gotta cut in and say this is absolutely true. And you hear the stereotype of like there was a Taco Bell commercial where they were actually making fun of their own product, which is a huge burrito, and had all these like British guys like, oh my god, what are you supposed to do with this thing? Slice it up and share it with the whole family. Look how big it... And I gotta tell you, this is absolutely true, because I was at Turkey Hill, which is a convenience store chain around here. Most people just know it as ice cream, but... And
Okay.
there were these British kids, and they were gawping at some, I don't know, like some big can of soda or energy drink or something, right? And they're standing there at the fridge for like a good solid 5 minutes. Like, why is it so big? Who can drink all that? I don't understand why it's so big.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have seen some larger products.
Yeah, well, I mean, then you go to Australia, you can get a beer, and it's the size of your head, so...
Well, it is pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, The Simpsons, yeah, I guess it's big.
Yeah.
Number 11, pickle applications. The United States is hardly a world leader in pickles. The Italians have their giardiniera, Indians pickle their mangoes, and where would South Korea be without their kimchi? But Americans do treat pickled cucumbers a little differently than our nationalities. We slice them, put them on everything, hamburgers, sandwiches, even the odd specialty pizza. They all get a little extra zing from a few pickle slices. As delicious as that is, it is strictly an American thing.
I don't know, man. I do love a good pickle.
Well, I think what they're saying is, like, usually in other countries people would just eat the pickle and not put the pickle on something else.
Oh, like they just eat the
Yeah.
pickle as is?
Yeah.
Like hold it in their hand and hold...
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I think that the pickle itself is what you would eat, not pickle slices on whatever, like a hamburger. You know what's funny is I don't like pickles on hamburgers, but I like pickles. So what I'll do is I get like McDonald's or whatever, get a hamburger, I'll pull the pickles off and eat them.
Oh, man, when I go to Harvey's and I ask for extra pickles, they just go wham!
They
with the
really,
pickles.
they really do you good there, huh?
They go hard on pickles and I love it.
Yeah, I like pickles. I don't like them on a hamburger, but I like pickles, so I won't ask for no pickles. I'll just take the pickles off and eat them.
Do you like pickles on anything besides not hamburgers?
Not really, no. I usually see it as a side thing, like you have a sandwich, and like a good lunch for me is a sandwich, a small bag of chips, and a pickle.
And a pickle.
Yeah, not slicing the pickle up and putting on the sandwich. But I gotta tell you, there's some truth to, like, we only pickle cucumbers, and other countries go crazy with other things, like, and it's true about the Indian things. I had an Indian friend who was over here for a couple of weeks, and he was asking me where he could get a pickle, and I said, well, they have pickles everywhere. And he says, no, the Indian pickle. And I'm like, I don't know what an Indian pickle is. And he didn't have quite enough English to describe it to me accurately, but, you know. Number 12. A lot of ink has been spilled about the Indian government's decision to prosecute citizens for sitting through that nation's national anthem, which is a mandatory part of every movie shown in a public theater. But in a way that's not so different from the way Americans treat their school children. We make them stand, put their hand on their hearts, and pledge allegiance to the flag every day. That may not get you arrested for sitting out the practice, but you try crossing Ms. Yost first thing in the morning when you're in the second grade, see where that lands you.
I do find it weird, the whole pledge allegiance to the flag.
I also find it strange. And you know what's weird is that usually the more conservative aspect are very for the Pledge of Allegiance. They think it's a good thing. And I try to remind them, as someone who leans conservative myself, that the Pledge of Allegiance was written by a communist.
Huh.
And it was created not to get children into, America is great, but to get them used to the idea of indoctrination.
Mm.
So,
Well, the only thing we had to do in school was stand for "O Canada," sometimes in English, sometimes in French.
Well, we stand for the national anthem too. So,
But the Pledge of Allegiance, I just find that an extra.
No. Even when I was a kid, I thought that was just mindless.
Well, it is.
Well, yeah, you're right. Well, no, it's not mine, because like I said, I really do think that there's a sinister aspect to it, but now it's just something we do, and we don't even know why. Number 13,
Exactly.
National bathroom design. Americans really can't win when it comes to public restrooms. People from some countries point out that squatting toilets are actually much better for your body than good old Western throne. Other Westerners claim that our stalls lack privacy. We're catching it from both sides.
Oh, man. Just can't win.
Well, You know what's interesting about the toilet thing is in other countries it's not common, especially in Europe. It's not common for public restrooms to be free. Pay toilets are everywhere.
Oh, that would suck. What if you don't have any money? Sorry.
Then you better go home. You know?
That sucks. That's
yeah,
really bad.
So we got one up on that one, you know. Number 14, slang doesn't translate. Every nation has its own colloquialisms and slang phrases. America is really no different. If anything, we excel at novel uses of language that confuse the heck out of non-native English speakers. Try asking a newcomer to these shores if they want to hang out. They will be baffled. I don't think they'll be baffled by hang out. I think if you speak
they'll
English...
just say, what do you mean?
I think if you speak English, you know what hang out means.
Mm-hmm.
Add the complexities of our texting abbreviations, and a new English speaker doesn't really stand a chance. What a drag. See, that is I think that one's bullshit. I talked to many English-speaking people from other countries, and I very rarely will they ask, what does that mean?
Like, do they mean, like, actual English speaking, like, fluent English from other countries?
Well, I mean, if you're saying hang out to someone who doesn't speak English at all, of course they're going to look at you like you got three heads because you speak in a foreign language.
Exactly.
All right. Number 15, 2 words, easy cheese. France is renowned for its fine artisan cheeses. They love to indulge in a creamy brie or camembert, and nothing goes with a glass of Côte de Rhône like a morsel of Beaufort, but, well, they can keep all that stuff. People in other countries don't get why we would put liquefied processed cheese food product into a hairspray can, at least not until they try it. Pro tip, chicken in a biscuit crackers. Okay.
I've never had easy cheese.
I would not recommend it.
I mean, I have had my good share of cheese curds, which are fantastic.
Well, cheese curds are actual cheese. Easy cheese is not a thing. I've had easy cheese, and I think it is disgusting.
How about processed slices?
I'm not a fan. They're not bad melted.
Yeah.
Like if you mix it into scrambled eggs, it's not bad.
Well.
But just by itself, it's not good.
Yeah, but who has a processed cheese slice and like unwraps it and then just eats it?
But like I'm saying, like unless it's melted, it's not good.
There's truth to that.
Yeah. Cheese should taste good no matter what, state it's in. Easy cheese is baffling to me. I remember my mom bought a can of it once and we tried it, and even as a kid I was just like, all right, but don't get this again.
Don't do it.
Yeah, no. Number 16, sweeten the deal. The American palate is famous for preferring sweet flavors. We put sugar in our bread. We put corn syrup in our beverages. There really isn't any category of food that we don't like to sweeten up, and that includes carrots. We're not kidding. Have you ever tried glazed carrots? I've made glazed carrots, actually. So, yes.
Ooh.
Go eat a plate of those and tell us that a roasted root whatever tasted better. Well, there's some truth to that, but there's also some bullshit to that, because I happen to know that in Europe, their candy is like 10 times as sweet as what we have.
I gotta try it. I got a sweet tooth.
I'm not that much of a sweet toother, but I mean, just think of the difference between M&Ms and Smarties, and you have your example there.
Oh yeah, I do love Smarties.
We don't have Smarties here. M&Ms are my favorite candy. We don't have Smarties here, so we have a candy called Smarties, but it's something completely different.
It's a candy, not a chocolate.
Yeah.
Not a candy-coated chocolate.
Number 17, water usage. People in some countries are shocked when they hear about Western flush toilets. You do that to clean water, they ask. Why? Well, it's not clean once you piss in it.
Yeah.
Well, the short answer for America is because we can, and also it sure does feel clean and convenient, but some people overseas claim that Americans waste water more than people in other nations. We don't know if there's any truth to that, but we don't let your exchange student catch you leaving the faucet running while you brush your teeth. They'll jump to conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
What conclusion would that be? Who cares? What, you don't flush?
Gross.
France, Germany? Let me know. You gotta flush.
If it's yellow, let it mellow. Come on.
No, you gotta flush. Number 18, refrigerating butter. Now, I've heard of this. They don't really refrigerate butter anywhere else. Do you refrigerate your butter?
Oh, I stick with margarine, so it's in the fridge.
Okay, but in the case that you have butter, because you do bake occasionally, so obviously you get butter.
No, I mainly use margarine.
In baking?
Yes.
Ew.
Not ew.
Try butter.
I don't want to get butter.
Why not?
Because I just don't. It's messy.
It comes in a stick.
Yeah, it comes in a stick.
All right, well, whatever. I know that we like to refrigerate our butter. A lot of countries don't. Apparently, we're afraid that it's going to go bad, but that's not really a thing.
Yeah, like you see, like on tables, they have like this little thing that goes over top of the butter in the middle of the table.
Yeah,
and
they call that a butter dish. Actually,
yeah,
that was the last one out of 18. You're the person who's not American. What do you think?
I don't know. It's a lot of these are not strictly American.
I agree with you on that.
Pledging Allegiance, very American.
That one is, yeah, but that's only one.
That is only one. I don't know. I feel so divided. In that case, I think I might go 9.
I'm gonna say 6. I'm not impressed. All right, I'm gonna do one more here, and this is from Suggest.com. And this is kind of in the same vein as the hotel one we did earlier. This is 19 bag checkers reveal the weirdest thing they found in a customer's bag.
A human head. Come on, human head.
That's about the worst that you can imagine, right? Or some other body part.
And Frank sex doll.
Well, I guess, yeah. I hope that's not on here, you know? Like, if that same guy also...
The same one.
You know. Let me ask you a question. If there was... Because I haven't read this. If the Anne Frank sex doll was on here, would we automatically assume that it's the same guy, or do you think, oh my god, there's 2 motherfuckers with that shit?
I'd have trouble believing it then.
I'd hope that it was the same guy. You know?
Oh, that would be quite the crossover.
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. Not a bag searcher, but a bag searchee. I was going to the theater with my then significant other. I didn't have a bag, as I usually just stuff things in my coat pockets, but he had a shoulder bag. Earlier in the day, I got my period unexpectedly, and had... Sorry, a little indigestion there. I had to run to the store to get some tampons. For some reason, they only had super big boxes of them, so I didn't have much choice but to get that. Didn't particularly want to carry a massive box of Tampax around with me, so my SO says to just empty them into his bag. So that's a very nice boyfriend you have there.
Yes.
Didn't particularly want to... Oh, I said that already. I should point out at this point that, well, I'm diabetic, so I was also keeping my assortment of insulin pens and general stabby/bleedy equipment in his bag ready for food times. We get to the theater, and they split the queue in 2, people with bags who get searched and people without who go straight through. Got to witness the look on the guy's face when my very manly-looking SO opens his bag, fumbles, and about 30 tampons and various needles and syringes fall out all over the floor.
Jeez.
To his credit, the bag checker helped him put it all back in and waved him through, but SO found it very embarrassing, and I found it hilarious.
Who's SO?
Significant other.
Oh,
I said it that way. They say just SO, and it stands for significant other. I said it the first time because I figured you'd catch on, but...
Yeah, but after that, like, I was thinking ESSO, like the gas company.
I didn't even know that gas company, so there you go. All right, I have to search clients' bags as part of my job. Last spring, I was searching a girl's bag, and all of a sudden, I started to hear a buzzing noise. Of course you did. I start searching and searching, dreading what I might find. Dig, 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 buzz, buzz, buzz. What do I find? Another motherfucking toothbrush. Needless to say, I was disappointed. That's good. Not a bag checker, but I work at an airport as a PSA, the guys who check you in and board you. I have 2 nice ones. Back then, we didn't have a central security station, and security screenings were done at the gate. So we start to board, and one lady and her boyfriend/husband is late. They do the security dance, and the metal detector goes off. So the guys there see her... Wow, this person can't write for shit. See her heels, tell her to put them in the x-ray machine, and pass the metal detector again beeping. So a pat down it is. Lady pats her down, feels something weird in/under her skirt, asks what it is. Girl starts crying and telling her it's a remote-controlled butterfly vibrator.
Oh, no.
Boyfriend has the remote control.
Of course he does.
They make
I've
him,
heard of this.
yeah, they make him take it off, go through the detector, and give it back. We saw the whole ordeal, and I really had to bite my lip to not say anything. We told the crew to have an eye on them so that they wouldn't disturb the other passengers. Second one was even more fun to watch in a way, and with more repercussions too. Same situation, security check at gate, family with a girl and a boy. He was 18 or 19, just finished his military service. Goes through the detector, beeping. They ask if he forgot something in his pants. He's getting fidgety, but pulls out 2 bullets in the end. Huge problem. Now they have to call the police and explosives team. Dad is pissed about boy, but pretty calm so far. Police comes, checks bullets, and now the real fun begins. Turns out the bullets are from the army, and were apparently an unofficial souvenir. Problem is, this is a pretty serious crime here since military hardware. Dad freaks out and starts to hit the son. Police have to separate them, arrest both. Mom and daughter crying. All stay put, and we have to de-embark them.
Oh man,
That
escalated over a good period of time.
Yeah, it escalated. Yeah, wow. It didn't escalate quickly.
No, it did not.
No. Not a bag checker but gut search was on a charity trip to Kenya, part of a team doing orthopedic surgery in a small hospital. The team had to take most of the kit out themselves, so we had about 35 huge bags full of theater kit, drapes, gloves, surgical implements, etc. We left most of it at the hospital, but there was a bunch of stuff we were bringing back to the UK. We split the bags up between us to avoid the whole excess baggage charge, so I got handed some unspectacular-looking suitcase and checked in with it, along with my own stuff. As it goes through the X-ray machine, the guy looking at the screen stops the conveyor belt, calls a few people over to look. I get called over, they open the bag up, and it's full of large, sharp, stainless steel surgical equipment. Bone saws, osteotomes, hammers, drills, a lot. Jeffrey Dahmer would have thought it was over the top. It was like the entire Saw film series condensed into a bag. I swear I could hear the sound of rubber gloves being snapped on and lubed up. I started explaining, but was so unnerved that I couldn't form a sentence. Eventually, one of the surgeons came over to see what the holdup was, saved me by naming most of the kit as they picked that out of the bag. Well, okay.
Man, that'd be quite the find.
Wow, yeah, right? 2 odd sports-related things I was stopped for. At an NFL game in Baltimore, I was told I could bring my point-and-shoot camera, but not my camera case. Ended up going to the end of the line, folding it up and slipping it into a pocket of my jacket. Not clear on why that was a dangerous item. At a New York Yankees game, my son's girlfriend was stopped for having a Kindle in her bag. Apparently the Yankees do not allow tablets into their ball games. Went to the end of the line and I slipped it into my pants and got it in on the second try. I suppose they don't want people to get bored and start reading a book in the stands. That is weird.
That is, like, why do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I worked at a venue that seats around 15,000 just outside Toronto, and what I never saw coming was how much worse the band/caterers/people coming in through the back entrance were compared to the guests. Guests would try to sneak in a bottle of booze, and occasionally someone would have a knife confiscated, but Gate 6A, pretty sure one of you guys will be able to pinpoint the venue based on that, was insane. There was way too many stories, so I'll just tell you some of the things I've confiscated and put it in the you can get it back when you leave box. A machete, like a 5-foot-long one.
Oh.
Confiscated, or rather voluntarily handed over after I asked really nicely, from a car with diplomatic plates. It was sitting next to the driver on the passenger seat, no explanation. Cases and cases of beer being brought in by supporting staff at a non-licensed event. Booze was just super rampant. I sure as hell didn't want to unload it, so by the end, when I'd see a minivan full of crates, I'd just go, nope, turn around, take it back. Anyone who wants to walk can walk, but the booze truck is doing a 180. Management supported it since everyone's event contract stated no outside alcohol. A chainsaw hidden in a suspiciously large guitar case. They said it was part of the act to get the crowd pumped. Nope. Please? Nope. Come on, it'll be epic, bro. I don't doubt it, but nope. Call our event coordinator and she might let you use it if you take the chain off. But until then, it's staying here. Knives, knives, knives. I'm sure there were drugs, but these were one-day shows, and I've never been instructed or cared enough to search for them. Mostly I just read and listened to funny radio calls all day.
Whoa.
Chainsaw, though.
It'll
get the crowd pumped. And the image they used for that one was Leatherface, by the way.
Well,
yeah.
Good choice.
Former TSA agent in my family who worked at JFK found an entire box of powdered donuts in one suitcase, about 3 boxes. In another suitcase, a bag of donut holes, roughly 50 in all, and a crate of Gorilla Glue. What were they going to do?
Gorilla what?
The glue.
Oh, Gorilla Glue. Oh, that stuff's powerful.
Were they going to glue the holes into the donuts?
That'd be
Somebody
funny.
sitting there, I will put these motherfuckers back together.
Or glue all the donuts to, like, somebody's car as a prank,
Maybe. That actually is probably more likely.
and then have the birds just
Oh,
descend.
yeah. That actually is probably more likely, now that I think of it. But wow. And by the way, the picture for that is a Photoshop of Chris Christie stuffing donuts into his face.
Okay.
My girlfriend's parents got me 2 tickets to the Newport Jazz Festival. It was a huge deal for me as a birthday present one year. As a bonus, her mom packed us a surprise cooler with a special treat inside that we were to not open until we were seated. She hadn't realized there would be a bag check, and my girlfriend was forced to open the cooler in front of a very long line and security officer revealing a dummy that with his own personal hat, chair, and Avengers sunglasses. She did it since she knew I hated the thing. It gave me the creeps and thought it was hilarious. His name is Charlie, by the way.
Oh, revealing his name. Okay.
The dummy's name.
Yeah. That's very strange.
Wait, okay. 1 blue crushed velvet suit, 1 frilly laced cravat, 1 silver medallion with male symbol, 1 vinyl record album. Oh, come on, this is from Austin Powers.
Oh, okay.
I'll read it anyway, but this is from Austin Powers. 1 blue crushed velvet suit, 1 frilly laced cravat, 1 silver medallion with male symbol on it, 1 vinyl record album Burt Bacharach plays his hits, 1 Swedish-made penis enlarger pump, he said it wasn't his, 1 credit card receipt for said penis enlarger signed by him. He still insisted it wasn't his. It's not my bag, baby.
It's not mine.
Yeah, it's not. I'm telling you, I didn't use those. They're not my bag. And then a book written by you called Swedish-Made Penis Pump Enlargers and Me. They are my bag, baby. Written by Austin Powers. I can't
Austin
believe somebody
Danger
put that in there. Come on, that's so. Come on, like I'm not gonna know that's from Austin Powers. Fuck you.
Of course. Come on.
Not a bag checker, and it's not dildos, but I'll throw a quick anecdote about my friend getting checked. It was a class trip to D.C., and it was our last day there. Earlier in the morning, we ate at the hotel's breakfast, and my friend decided to take as much of the yogurt as he can. About 20 to 30 cups, filling up half, if not most, of his backpack. He asked me to remind him to finish it all at the zoo before we head off to the airport. Boy, this guy's got a serious yogurt Jones, huh?
Yeah, man.
I hate yogurt. But through the rushing and getting split up into groups and all the animals and sights, it leaves my mind completely. So we're going through security, and everyone goes through except him. Another classmate who just gets through says, "Oh, we're waiting because he's getting his backpack checked for something," and my eyes widen in realization. Oh God, the yogurt. Teachers go over to him to see his full backpack of warm yogurt cups. We were a ways away, so we didn't see what happened, but we hear one teacher say, "No, you can't eat the yogurt here." He gets through afterwards, and everyone's still dying over it. I still feel bad, though, because, to be fair, it was really good yogurt.
Fuck. I want yogurt.
I don't like yogurt, so
I love yogurt.
I was kind of grossed out by it. You know, you were the only male person I know that loves yogurt. Like, I know men that will eat it, but I don't know any men that, like, actively like. You were the only guy I know that actively likes yogurt.
I actively like yogurt. It's delicious.
If you say so.
My favorite flavor is vanilla.
I'm sure it is.
Uh,
I mean...
you want to talk about some white shit?
Yeah, that is some white bitch shit right there. Years ago, pre 9/11, thankfully, I was going to Paris for work. I was only going for a day, so I just had a small rucksack with some notes and material for the training I was doing. Got to Heathrow, queued up for security, put my bag in the machine, walked through the metal detector. So far, all very normal. Then I saw a security person pick up my bag and ask, "Whose bag is this?" I said it was mine. He said something along the lines of, "Are you carrying any novelty cigarette lighters or anything else shaped like a gun?" I was a bit confused by the question, and I answered no. He said he needed to check my bag. I said fine. He opens up the side pockets and pulls out a gun. Fucking hell, why do I have a gun? I then remembered the last time I used the bag was when I stayed over at a friend's house the night before we went to a fancy dress party with a Wild West theme. I had obviously left the toy gun I used for this in the bag. I explained this, and he told me that I couldn't take it on the plane. I was fine with that and told him to throw it away. He said he would put it in his security bag and I could pick it up in Paris. So he puts it in this little red bag and puts my details on the label. When I get to Paris, I figured I should pick it up and dump it, as I wasn't sure how I would go about explaining in French why I had a toy gun to check in for my return trip. I was waiting at the baggage reclaim area for 5 to 10 minutes, and there's no sign of the bag with the gun, and I needed to go to the toilet and get to work, so I leave. I find the gents, do my thing, and as I walk toward the airport exit, I pass the door back into the reclaim area. Just as I pass it, the door opens, and I can see this little red bag going round and round on the carousel. I just left it there and went to the office in central Paris. I don't know who found it, or what they did with it, but knowing French airport workers, it probably ended up with someone going on strike.
All right.
Like, I will not touch the gun. All right.
It was loaded.
Yeah. I was working at the Rhythm and Vines New Year's Festival in New Zealand, and the security guy at the entrance said 9 to 10 girls packed extra clothes in their handbags, and they were always spare undies. Keep in mind the overnight part isn't in that area. They go back to their tents, so this is just for fresh after-sex underwear.
After-sex underwear.
Oh, I guess you don't want to put on the same ones, huh?
I guess not.
On a high school trip, one of our teachers was tasked with holding all confiscated material. This included roughly 40 lighters and a few knives, as we had gone through a rather shady area the previous day. So when we arrived at the German Parliament building, name escapes me, and he went through security, he was promptly facing down 5 to 10 assault rifles and being screamed at in a language he didn't understand.
Whoa!
I also got searched because my friend put coins in my breast pocket.
Oh, that's mean.
That's hilarious, though, that the teacher had all these knives and shit. The German police are screaming at him.
Like, whoa, talk about a rude awakening.
Shortly after 9/11, I was in a security line at the airport, and there was an elderly East Indian woman ahead of me with what appeared to be her son. Once her purse went through the X-ray machine, the TSA worker pulled her aside to go through her things. The man with her started freaking out, accusing them of racial profiling and threatening to sue the TSA for mistreatment of a harmless old woman. The TSA worker then pulled out a meat cleaver from her purse, and the woman said, "I'm sorry, I forgot that was in there." Needless to say, the man with her shut up pretty quick.
I should hope so.
A meat cleaver. Wow. The thing about it, 9/11 happened because a couple of guys got box cutters onto a plane.
Yeah.
So a meat cleaver is pretty fucking extreme when you think about it.
She wanted to cleave some meat.
Wow. I worked security at Bonnaroo in 2005. I have no idea what Bonnaroo is. I guess it's a music festival. We checked bags to get them from the camping area into Centeroo, central area where the concert stages were located. So they call it Bonnaroo, and then the central area is Centeroo?
I guess they want to keep the theme.
This has to be Australia. Let me look up Bonnaroo and find out.
Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo. Oh, wow, it's in Tennessee.
Little. I don't know a Tennessee accent.
Just a generic Southern accent. By the way, I you know what? I don't mind that I'm telling this story on List Critics because I want everybody to hear this. My best friend Andrew, he posted a memory from Facebook, right? It was this thing
Right.
3 years ago to the day from 2015. Actually, that's only 2 years ago. And it was a thing where he posted something about the Confederate flag, you know, just being a symbol of racism and hatred, and if you say it's heritage, you're an idiot, you know, kind of thing, which I agree with. And this followed, of course, the inevitable Facebook argument thread, you know. Oh, well, you know, they were just a bunch of poor farmers trying to, you know, live their lives, and, you know, that kind of crap, you know.
They're just a couple of good old boys.
Yeah, they just wanted to own people. What's wrong with that? So anyway, there was this huge argument thread, and at the end, and I forgot that I did this until he shared the memory, and I just loved it. I had made a flag. I said, you know what? I'm going to bring it up and read you exactly what I said.
Oh, man.
Because it really is that good. I spent a little bit, and I do mean a little bit of time in Photoshop, because I didn't want this to look good, making this stupid fucking flag, just so I can make this post on Andy's fucking Facebook.
You wanted it to look Photoshopped.
Oh, yeah, because I put that as part of the joke, you know?
Right.
Okay, so here's the original post from June 28th, 2015, right? And I said, I have gone ahead and created a flag that more accurately represents the South, their pride, their culture, and their Photoshop skills. I think everyone will agree that this is way better than the stinky old Confederate flag, and it will be adopted by just about every angry white biker and Leonard Skinner fan out there. So it is a blue flag with, it's got the X, it's an orange X, and a sausage biscuit in the middle. and the phrase, "Y'all come back now." That is the official Southern flag.
You choked me up.
It's funny though, isn't it?
A sausage biscuit.
Yeah, I had to go to the fucking Bojangles website to get the
Bojangles.
fucking picture of the sausage biscuit.
Y'all come back now.
Yeah, it says, "Y'all come back now."
Y'all.
So yeah, I had some fun 2 years ago.
That's really good.
And it got posted as the you know what's, and I forgot about, I saw he posted the memory. And I don't know what possessed me to look at it. I looked at it, and then I saw my post, and I just started cracking up because I forgot about it. I forgot about my sausage biscuit flag.
What a thing to say.
Y'all come back now.
Forgot about my sausage biscuit flag.
Yeah, you know. Come for the sausage biscuit, stay for the racism.
Why not?
Now the unfortunate thing is I got to look through like my 50 tabs to find the one that I was on.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Oh, here it is. Found it. Oh, so Bonnaroo's in Tennessee.
Okay.
I stumbled into the job first and last time I worked security. Oh, I stumbled into the job. First and last time I worked security. Dude, learn about punctuation. It is important. Obviously, lots of drugs and related paraphernalia were found. We let almost all that go through unless there was a boss looking over our shoulder. One guy was carrying a gigantic bag of weed through, roughly a half-pound or so. My boss was looking over my shoulder at the time, so I had to do something. I simply asked him politely to return with less weed in his backpack. Some of the guards were dicks, confiscating whatever they wanted and pocketing it. Not cool. At the end of the weekend, we had a drug box with a shitload of various fun stuff. Our boss ended up taking it. It was until later we realized he had been up for 4 or 5 days straight supervising the security team and evidently ingesting any uppers that came his way.
Oh,
we
man.
were super jealous of his ridiculous new stash. That's how they get down in Tennessee, huh?
I guess so.
Yeah.
They just feast on drugs.
It's a drug orgy.
Ugh.
Military TSA 2T2 and was in the desert checking bags for a return trip of Polish troops going home from Afghanistan. Commercial contracts, the regular TSA guidelines apply. I see a grenade and look down and lock down the whole building. Turns out to be a damn lighter. Idiot tried to bring a lighter shaped like a grenade through an X-ray machine.
Why, of all places, at military, or even not military, just
It's just
grenade
generally not a good idea.
No.
No.
It's like saying bomb on a plane.
Yeah. Even if you're a bombardier, you shouldn't do it.
Pilot's bombardier.
Yeah. I was at a music festival once, and the checker thought my tin of roll-your-own tobacco was the beginnings of a bomb. She freaked out and started hyperventilating and yelling, "Lord have mercy," over and over, until it sounded like, "Lord have mercy," to Lord. Finally, someone calmed her down and explained what it was. She almost fainted. She did fall off her chair in the process.
Lord have mercy.
Wow. I was flying out of SLC, and thought it would be a good idea to check my pockets. There was a dime bag of weed that I swear I had no idea how it got there. I'm guessing if this girl at a party put it there the night before. One of those stories, but I swear I had no idea it was there. Well, good thing you checked it before you went through security.
Yeah. Wonder what happened to it.
I'm sure it got used.
Yeah.
I was working as an usher for an event that did not require tickets, let alone a bag check. Nonetheless, a woman insists that she shows someone her bag to be safe. Inside, assorted regular purse items, a box of Magnums, anywhere between $25 to $5,000 cash, a razor, and a burrito. I had to confiscate the burrito.
Of course.
No. What the fuck is going on out there?
Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus, that's just... Yeah, kick it, Alright, finally they hit the... I had to confiscate the burrito. No food or drink in the auditorium, so no burrito. Also, doubtful the woman was a prostitute as she was in her late 50s and it was a Pakistani women's rights rally.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why you had to tack that last part on, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Alright. Well, that's that. Out of 19, what do you think? I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping for more weird shit. I mean, knives, whatever. I think the only one that I think was like truly weird was the donuts, the donut holes, and the glue.
Yeah, like, what you gonna do with this?
I mean, you say like maybe it's a prank. Hey, maybe he's thinking he's gonna put them back together.
I think I'll say 11 out of 19.
I'm gonna say more like 9, and also they had the Austin Powers thing in there, so.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna tack at least one off for that.
That's some bullshit. Well, anyway, that's been the List Critics too. Oh, by the way, I went to the Reddit thread for that,
Yeah.
and the guy posted that, and somebody else replied, "You forgot the book titled Swedish Penis and Larger Pumps Are Totally My Bag Baby, written by said gentleman."
Said gentleman.
So yeah, obviously somebody. Wow,
Somebody got it.
Threads from 4 years ago. Yeah, that's List Critics too. Hope you all enjoyed it. I sure as hell did.
I had a good time. There were some great lists here.
And we'll see y'all. Y'all come back now. We'll see you.
Y'all come back now.
Y'all come back now. I'm gonna have to show you the fucking flag. But
Okay.
yeah, we'll see you guys next month. Hopefully we won't be quite as late. It was totally my fault. Quite as late next month. But
Shit happens.
Hitch happens, right? See you guys.
Bye.